Better late than never, folks, but here we are on World Class Bullshitters. I'd call us the epitome of pop culture, but that's the Thursday night show. Here we are live on Primetime Live. It is Tuesday, October 28th. It is almost Halloween time. But that's again for the Thursday show. Folks, I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and tonight we are here with a couple of wonderful guests, and we have another one on the way, all the way from Canada. He is currently running here. Well, he's actually riding on the back of a grizzly bear, and you know those things have to stop to eat every 10 to 15 miles.
So it's on the back of a moose.
Doctor will be here soon. Nah, the moose broke its leg, Script ate it, and turned its bones into like an exosuit so the bear wouldn't eat him.
It probably fed the rest of it to the bear to pay him off.
It's fuel. Yeah, I mean, if you were a giant sentient creature and a tiny creature said to you, I'm going to give you all this food if you just go in this direction until I tell you to stop, I think every living creature is going to do it for the food. So, prove me wrong. Folks, go interview a bear. But let's introduce our guests for the evening. Really our co-host at this point. Folks, you know him, you love him. All the way from the Rippaverse, say hello to Andy Andrew.
What's going on, chat? I appreciate you guys being here. I'm excited to be here because I missed the show last week. I was sad. This is part of my routine. It's like part of my life. Hanging out with Jeff, hanging out with Aaron. I guess the Canadians all right. But you guys make the week worth it. You get me through the back half of the week. I still got 3 more days of work ahead of me. And it's going to be a lot of work. But you guys make it a good week. And I appreciate you. And yes, Trebles, I did know that Michael Jackson was dead. I found that out on the internet last night.
Oh, man.
Elvis Presley, that I've known for much longer. Okay.
A week.
I did 2 weeks.
Oh, sorry.
So
like
give me a little bit more credit. I'm not that behind the times. My God.
I mean, just remember this, Andrew. We were both, and Aaron, we were all born into a world where Elvis was dead. So, yeah.
I don't know. The dude at my local freaking taco restaurant back in California looked a heck of a lot like him.
Well, it's because Elvis
he did karaoke every Thursday night.
Tupac's still alive too. Shit, he goes to my comic book store. He sold me a new copy of Deadpool versus Batman.
You know, Jeff, not all black people look alike.
Well, as I'm the only person here that's partly black, I think I'm a little aware of that. But I'll tell you, everybody thinks I'm Samoan. I was out downtown the other week, and the guy comes up to me and goes, "Are you Samoan?" And I went, "No," but I hear that a lot. Then I went to a con last Saturday before last, and the voice of Scooby-Doo said to me, "You should cosplay as The Rock. You look like you could be related to him." So I hear that all the time. I should just call myself like a racial phantom. You'll never guess what I really am.
Well, you're like a taller version of The Rock in the Smashing Machine, actually, with the hair.
Well, I hope I'm not that much taller than The Rock. He's billed at 6'5". That would be my life's greatest disappointment.
Oh wow!
If I found
Is
out
he
that
really?
The Rock was really
6'5"?
Short? No, I think he's like 6'3".
I thought he
I
was
was told by how he's billed as a wrestler. They bill him as 6'5", 275.
Mm-hmm.
So,
6'5" is freaking tall, man.
But remember, they used to have Andre the Giant stand on a box, and he was already tall, but like just to make him look even that much taller.
Right? Like, why would you do? What are you just trying to like crap on literally the rest of the population already? We get it. He's taller than most of us put together and standing on each other's shoulders. You don't need to rub it in.
Yeah.
Jeff, you need to get yourself a bloodline shirt.
Start floating my finger up to the sky.
Yep. Anytime you enter the room, you just acknowledge me.
People are like, who are you talking to? I'm talking to my action figure shelf. They need to acknowledge me.
All your figures are like finger in the air.
I mean, if my camera was on tonight, you would see that my finger is actually extended to my Beetlejuice figures hanging on the wall. But folks, I don't want to be a rude asshole on the show. Say hello to Aaron Clary. Or not Aaron. Yeah, Aaron Sparrow. Sorry, Aaron Clary's my friend, the writer.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll answer to pretty much anything.
This one's a writer, too.
Yeah.
That's why I made the mistake. I was looking at an old video. That guy used to sponsor me every month, or sponsor the channel. He's like, hey, can I do that for your videos? I'm like, sure. So we would sponsor something. Anyway, Aaron Sparrow, whose books I thoroughly enjoy. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, we just dropped the digital edition of Kneel Before Doomface this week, so people are reading it. People are enjoying it. Have you read it yet, Andrew?
I had been catching up on work from being at SpaceCon all weekend. I drove back late Sunday night, so I got in a little after 2. But like I did download the PDF and I'm like stoked to read it. Like actually stoked to read it because I followed Renzo on Instagram. I've been trying to be more active on Instagram. I've been posting like Blue Shift stuff. His art is just so good.
Yeah,
so I can't wait
really
to see
good.
more of it.
And the 1-2 punch of him and Oscar Correno, like Oscar just knows how to bring out, the best in Renzo's art. And so that team, they did such a fantastic job. And it's funny because it's like I'm excited that people have got the book or got the digital edition in their hands. They're getting a chance to read it. They're getting a chance to see what it's about. There's still a limited window for them to decide if they want to back physically before we go to print. Because we've got a couple of little backer kit issues that we're working out. A couple of people that were high orders, but like haven't for whatever reason like backer kit's not working for them. So we've got to figure out how to make sure they get all their rewards. So there's a limited window to still get the physical book, but I'm excited that people are getting a chance to read it. They're enjoying it. They're kind of like figuring, like some people have been kind of surprised at the tone of the book. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm already I've been living with that first issue for well over a year, and I'm already like so far beyond it that like I'm seeing this stuff that Renzo and Oscar are doing now, and it's like
right.
I can't wait to show this off, and that's the worst part, as you know. I mean, how long did you have to sit on Blue Shift before you got to talk about it?
Dude, I started building out my character, and like he has at this point, I have its own. We have a Rippaverse like universe Bible. I basically have my own slightly miniaturized version of that just for him and his supporting cast and the stories that I want to tell. I have 2 3-part arcs already written. I have 2 additional 3-part arcs outlined. I have a 1-shot outline. I have so much stuff that I want to do. I get it where you're coming from right now, where it's like, I have so much stuff I want to show everybody and tell everybody, and I can't yet because you guys haven't even read the first thing yet.
Yep. Yeah, I want to show off stuff from the book, from like book 2 and like even stuff from book 1, but I'm like, not everybody's read it yet, and I don't want to put it up and have people go, hey, come on, spoilers,
yeah, exactly.
Get a chance to read it.
I'm jealous of you guys. You're talking about all these forward-thinking story arcs and universes and all this other shit that's built out, and I'm going, how do I put the middle to Frankenfisher together? Because I'm going to launch Stealing Solo 2 next week, and I'm like, all right, so I'm just going to go in to finish this thing, and you guys write books. You know how stories end and begin, but I'm having, like, a crazy time with the meat of this story. But it's fun. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
I wish I got to work out. Because I guess I treat everything as a book and not, like, as comics. One day, I want to do quarterly comic books, like 22-page books, like a floppy. That would be fun. Mm-hmm. Superhero of some sort. But... I mean, I draw enough damn superheroes. Like, Aaron, you remember the book How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I recently found my old copy of that, and I've been going through and doing some of the exercises for fun, and then I've been studying John Buscema, and I just got the superhero bug.
I actually want to talk to you about doing a cover for Kneel Before Doomface. I know I've mentioned it before, but it's time to get serious about talking about it.
Do it.
Yeah, dude, let me know. I literally draw... Well, hold on, I can't say literally anymore. I didn't draw on my vacation, but I do draw pretty much every day, so I'm ready to go.
Well, you've got such a clean style, and you and I have talked about that on Aficionados.
It's beautiful.
It's we're both very much into like clean art styles, and so like every time I see your stuff, I'm like, man, it just looks so crisp.
My favorite guys are all the legends, and my number one thing with a comic, and this is any art that I read, that I make, it's clarity. My goal is, can you tell what's going on the page without reading any words? And I believe, for the most part, like with Stealing Solo 2, you can definitely do it, because even like little nuances, I'll set up my panels to make sure that like each little bit works, because this isn't a superhero story. Like, if you're reading Spider-Man, you can get away with like a page of a giant figure of Spider-Man like descending on the city, coming down, and then like have thought balloons and words and this and that, and you can tell a lot of story in one image. But this is a comedy, and you do comedy, at least I do comedy, different than I would do action-adventure type of stuff. So
I think it would make sense that way.
Yeah, I think people look at comics as a monolith. It's just one thing. But comics are just like movies or TV shows. All it is a storytelling format in a different way. Like, you wouldn't frame Perry Mason like you'd frame The Walking Dead. And you wouldn't frame The Walking Dead like you frame an episode of Friends. It would look like WandaVision. It would be like this weird parody thing. And so I like that. We talked earlier off air about the comic book pool, the creators and stuff. And I do like that with the internet and the way things are in the world, like you can get different types of books because not everybody wants to read, you know, a superhero or a manga or something like that. So I love it. I love that we're all creators here and you know, having a lot of fun. And Aaron, did you hear about the ShamWow guy trying to rip off Wokebusters?
No.
That son of a
what
bitch.
happened?
That was the story of the week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
2
that
weeks
son
ago.
of a bitch made a video and basically took all the concepts from the book and tried to turn it into a reel. And
Oh,
he's bitching on Facebook or YouTube. He's like, oh, they're suppressing my video. I'm like, good. Suppress this son of a bitch. I'm going to make fun of him. I'm working with my lawyer, not on a lawsuit, but on a parody about Slap Chop and ShamWow. So it's called Sham Now, the Vince Shlomi story. So I'm gonna get into a fucking feud with a guy from an infomercial who's trying to rip off my shit.
didn't that guy didn't he get like busted with a hooker that like
He bit a hooker bit his tongue and he punched him. Her.
That's right.
And punched
That's right.
him? Wow. Oh.
Excuse me. I want to make sure I correct. I don't want to assume his orientational because that's not cool.
I just remember the thing that there's two things I remember about about that guy is the Slap Chop commercial where he said you're gonna love my nuts.
Love my nuts.
And I was like, that was intentional. And then
That-
the hooker thing. Those are his two claims to fame.
That is a choice of words if I've ever heard one.
He's a jabroni, and
He is a jabroni.
yeah. Anyway, we will work on some crossover stuff, Aaron, and make stuff happen, and covers and all that cool stuff. Because yeah, I would like to do more stuff. I'm kind of on my own island. I'm a little envious that you guys have a team of like, yeah, we do this, you get pages back, it's exciting. It's like, my colorist will send me stuff, and he does a good job, and that's about the only person that knows what I'm doing professionally, so we'll talk.
I mean, you can always send stuff to Andrew and I to take a look at. We'll be happy to give you props. You know, give you
My
encouragement.
online handle is basically ND Andrew. I'm not going to tell anybody about it.
Yeah,
beyond
don't-
like
Oh,
beyond
you
like
have to
going
exist
to
in a
Eric
vacuum.
and being like, I need you to give Jeff like some stuff to do. Please. That's the most you're gonna hear out of me.
well, I am excited to create some stuff and work together with you guys. It'd be fun one day. Maybe one day we'll all be on one project together. Who knows?
That'd be
I love
amazing.
that. I love that because like that's this indie space that we're in. There's so many good guys, and there's so many good books, and there's so many people doing like great work, and I try to promote all of it that I can, you know, and try to like get the word out. And of course, we have people on Aficionados to come on and talk about it, so that we can just kind of like build that audience. Because I think that you know, unfortunately, some of the indie space has fallen to rancor. It's become like the mainstream, where it's just a bunch of cutthroat people stabbing each other in the back and all trying to get over on each other. And then, but there's
Isn't that
this.
sad though?
It is really sad because that's what the indie space was supposed to be an escape from. That's what, you know, that's what this whole, I mean, I hesitate to say the word movement, but that's, you know, kind of what this was supposed to be. But there's
Making it in comics is already hard enough as it is as an independent, like, because you're one looked at like as lesser because you're not going through the quote unquote proper channels, right? You're especially if you're your own distributor, and so it's a struggle for any of us. And so why would we make that harder on ourselves by like trying to put each other down?
Yeah,
Well,
and I'm such a fan of so many things that people are doing. You know, it's like there's Sigma Comics with Here Comes Calico. That's a great book. HH is a great guy. You know, his assistant Casey that I see at shows all the time. I love seeing them. You know, you got Von Coleman out there doing Phenomenova. You've got Dave Brink out there doing Perfect 10. You know, all of these books look great. You got B. Ken Marion. He did Soul Striker. You know, his but he's also doing like Green Lantern and stuff like that in the mainstream.
Soul Striker is a beautiful book.
It's gorgeous. And you know, V is just, he's an amazing artist. So you've got all these talented people that are working on all this great stuff. And it's like, yeah, why wouldn't I promote that? More great comics just helps us all.
Amen.
I don't even like the way things have become, because it used to be exciting. You know, sometimes I dread putting shit out because it's like, oh God, you know, what group of weirdos are going to come after you now and try to find out where you live and all this other dumb shit. It's like, it's a fucking comic book. You know, it's fun. It's meant to be enjoyable. The online space definitely fell apart. Did it fall apart during the pandemic, or do you think it was always fractured?
I think it was always fractured, but I think over the last handful of years, there have been a couple of like pressure points that have really highlighted how bad it is. The pandemic was probably one of them, but in just the last couple of years, I don't know what exactly it was, but something else cracked and cause people to like lose their minds on a just ridiculous level. Like I'm a nobody. I got physically threatened on Twitter for creating the character that I did. I'm a nobody. I'm like,
What
what
are
is
they
that?
gonna threaten you with? You created a comic book character. I'm gonna find where you live.
Somebody threatened to show up at a convention and actually cause me physical harm. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know me. Most people don't even know me. I'm no one. The most eyes I'm in front of are when I'm on this show.
Andrew, if when we're at a con together and somebody threatens you, you come to me and you're like, I think somebody's gonna get violent, and I'll go up to him and say, hi, I'm actually Andrew. I'm Andy Andrew. Would you like to say it to me, please? And they'll walk away. Like when we were at Star Wars Celebration, we were all hanging out, and this stalker was following Anna, that Star Wars girl. And I mean, like, it wasn't just like a coincidence. You know how like sometimes you're at a store and like the person's going down the aisles at the same time you are, and you're just
sure,
like, oh,
yeah,
timing. Nah, this was some weird dude who was like looking around the corner and like, following us and shit. And eventually I went, I'll take care of it. And I walked up to him and said, hey man, what's up? And I went to shake his hand and he ran off. Like, so just we'll handle all this like nerdy comic drama like you handle real life shit.
It's sad.
Well, no. The way you beat these people is you make their tactics look so asinine and lame that they're embarrassed to act them out, and then just they fuck off themselves. That's the secret to it all. You make them feel like the bigger douche, and they go, and they walk away because they don't know what to do. When they're on the internet, they're anonymous. They think, I'm going to get away with it. Oh, I can do anything I want. I'm on Twitter. I can hide. And then eventually you try it in the real world, and you get slapped. You get smacked. You get punched. You get thrown out of a convention. You might get your shit pushed in. Like, it's possible. I think what I'm trying to tell people out there is be cool to each other. Like I say on every video, be excellent. Nobody wants to live in a world full of assholes. It already sucks right now. Why are you going to try to tear somebody down over a book?
I am more and more appreciating that final line of your sign-off. Be excellent to each other. Like, that is... It's perfect. It's what the world needs more of. We don't all have to be best friends. We don't even all have to look at each other and work together. But we also don't have to do. We don't have to be trying to like shoot each other in the face.
Exactly.
You just ignore people.
Yeah, if you get that worked up over somebody that you don't even know, that they're just on the internet, and it's like it's really easy to ignore people on the internet. Mute, block. You don't like
mind your business.
Book, you don't like what I have to say. You don't like the fact that I'm a jerk. Okay, I get it.
You are a jerk.
I am a jerk. As soon as Halloween is over, my account will be going back to Aaron Sparrow as a jerk.
Yeah, but, it's weird to me that it doesn't say that right now. Not gonna lie.
What is it currently?
I think it's what is it? It's I don't even know. It's something about Grouch Club, because we got the aficionados got called that by the High Snowball. So
wait, you guys, I've been on Comics Aficionado. That show is fucking awesome. Like, how is that?
I've been on it once. I was blessed to be on the show. It was a blast.
Yeah, you come back, Andrew. We'll have you back on.
I'd love to come back.
Dude, the Reverend Sully is my favorite person to stream with. That dude is
He's great. Funny. He's so positive. He just exudes positive energy. And honestly, this space needs more of it.
Yeah, okay, Sully's a really enthusiastic guy. So my title right now is Aaron, Generally Likeable Sparrow, Grouch Gang OG.
That's a lie.
Because someone said because they were talking about aficionados, and someone sent me like a section, like a piece of a comment section, and they were like, I don't like this aficionado, and I don't like this aficionado. Aaron Sparrow seems generally likable, and I was like, I'll take it. I'm generally likable.
You are, and you know who else is genuinely likable? The one, the only Script Doctor. What's up, buddy?
Oh, hey, yeah, sorry for arriving as late as I have. Production meeting went longer than we needed it to, but I'm happy to be here.
Don't apologize. We're venting about comics.
Oh, dude, I love venting about comics. Comics are great. I mean, granted, I've only buy like indie stuff, such as I just recently read Aaron's Kneel Before Doomface.
Script strictly reads Golden Age comic books because those were what were coming out when allegedly he was a child, right?
That's when I started. I fell in love with the Bronze Age, but no, I stopped buying mainstream comics in like 2006 on a regular basis, and then it'd only be like through recommendations or anything that kind of maybe caught my eye. But yeah, most of the stuff I'm back issue man.
Well, let me brace myself. let me brace
Good.
myself because you are a consummate professional. What did you think?
I laughed a lot.
Oh,
Reading it.
excellent! That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 really strong like sections of your Act 1 stories, and I like the setup, and I especially liked Doomface trying to acclimate to current day. And I think you were making fun of like one of the Paul brothers from YouTube with one of their
Yep.
ghost hunting things, and I'm like, yeah, is he making fun of like Aaron or Logan Paul? And if he is, brilliant.
Yeah, I'm making fun of whichever one is not the wrestler, Jake Paul.
Oh, Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, so he's a mix of Jake Paul and Zach Baggins from Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, I appreciated that. That was funny.
You know, I got to get on it and read it.
I
Man,
can't wait
be
to read
the
it.
only person here to not have read it.
I had the luxury
I
of
have
being
not-
on
I'm
like
right
a
there with
2-hour
you.
train commute, so I was able to read some stuff.
Tomorrow, I plan on. So I got back from SpaceCon like at between 2 and 3 a.m. I guess technically that would be Monday morning. I intended to take yesterday off. That didn't happen. I intended to take a half day today. Also didn't happen. I'm hoping to catch up on a lot of comic reading tomorrow, and Doomface is at the top of my list.
Oh, excellent! I can't wait to hear what you think, and look for our own Jeff Hicks somewhere in the book because he is in there.
Oh, shit, I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah. I
All right.
may or may not have inserted you into a story that I wrote fairly recently, Aaron.
Oh, sweet! I love it. I hope
it's very tongue-in-cheek, simple, nothing crazy. I hope you get a giggle out of it. If you get a chuckle, I will be happy.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, no, I always like that. I mean, I'm not. I don't do self-insert characters, and Renzo did draw me into. I'm in book 1 and I'm in book 2 because Renzo keeps drawing me into backgrounds. But I don't ask for it. And the one time that we were asked for it, when James Silvani and I were on Darkwing Duck, and we were doing the Comic-Con issue, our editor was like, "Well, you have to put your guys, you have to put yourselves in here, like your Duck Sonas. You know, you have to create like a version of yourself." And I was like, I don't like doing that. Like that just feels like, and he was like, "Oh, come on, the fans will love it." And so we had a setup where Honker's favorite comic is Mathman and Calculator Boy. And so we put Silvani and I in as the creators of that comic. But Silvani and I both agreed that if we're going to be in this comic, we just have to make fun of ourselves and we have to get our comeuppance. Like we have to be jerks. We have to get our comeuppance, and so that's what we did because it was like, okay, if we have to do this, we're going to be self-deprecating.
Yeah, don't take
Just like
yourself.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, like don't take yourself too seriously. Otherwise, it comes across as like, wow, all right, man. Like this is why we don't do self-inserts. But if you have fun with it, make it goofy. Okay.
Dude,
I'll
I
have
make
to
fun of
check that
myself.
issue out.
I make fun of myself in this new book so much. Like all of us, we're the laughing stock. We're dressed up like assholes. we get beat up by a 65-year-old man. Believe me, there's no self-aggrandizing in Stealing Solo 2. We're barely hanging on. Mark Hamill's way ahead of us. So
Well, even in the first issue, you've got that panel that I love where Harrison Ford is like, "You look like a dick," and you're like, "I know."
it's fun to make fun of yourself, and then people, read your books and are cool. So yeah, there you go, folks. This has been the longest introduction. Remember, the show on Tuesday is a show. It's like Seinfeld. It's the show about nothing that we promote. No, I'm just joking. We'll talk about everything we promised tonight, folks, and a whole lot more. Now that Script Doctor's here, we gave you guys a 24-minute build up to get everybody here, and now it's time to start with the word of the day from our friend Shrebbles08. Shrebbles08, thank you for all the generous support on our 10th anniversary stream on Thursday night. It was a blast. I don't remember it. I went back to watch clips and upload them this morning. I went, oh, God, I can't put that one out. So, folks, if you want to see, not Aquarium Jeff, but I should turn off my camera because I don't look sober anymore, Jeff. Well, watch our 10th anniversary special. It's a lot of fun. And this Thursday night's episode, we'll be returning to our numbered episodes the following Thursday. We're going to do a little Halloween spooktacular fun. We're going to play some bracket battle. We're going to talk about our topics, but it's going to be more of a themed episode just for fun because nobody else seems to do that shit. Well, I can't say that. Family Guy just released a Halloween episode, and it was good enough to watch half of and then turn off. So I guess that's a compliment, right? No, I don't like Family Guy. Anyway, the word of the day is gummy. The gummy... the gummy job. Don't Google that, folks.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, stop!
unless you're a gilf guy, I guess.
Hey, I don't kink shame. As long as they're of age and willing, you can go do whatever the hell you want. But
That's right. Just don't show me pictures of it.
yeah, I don't
need to
want
see it.
I don't
I don't
want to
wanna
hear it. If you're
I don't need to know
cruising
about it. Do what
a
you want behind
senior
closed
center
doors.
for your next booty call, reassess your life. Just putting that out there.
Nana needs love too. That's what Jeff is saying.
Yeah, but just don't show it to me.
Yeah,
I'm like Ellie.
I don't need to know about it.
It's happening right now. I once read an article that nursing homes have the highest cases of syphilis. Like, you would be surprised what goes on in these places.
Oh no,
So-
I know about that firsthand. I used to work.
Phrasing.
Hold on.
Phrasing.
Pause.
When I was a teenager, I worked at a continuing care center, and all those old people were banging. It
I mean,
It
if
was-
you're married to somebody for
That
50
is remarkable.
years and you're stuck in a nursing home and your spouse is dead, what else are you gonna do? Like,
Well, a
I'm
lot
sure
of spouse
Viagra's
people
covered
fight.
on Medicare. You can just get pilled
I mean,
up.
a
and-
lot of people's spouses are dead, so that's why they're getting frisky and doing.
Oh
all
my
that stuff.
lord.
The other part too is that, like, on our fourth floor was essentially the asylum floor is for like the people who have dementia, and most of them didn't have teeth, and they would be gums, and they would bite you, and it would hurt worse than teeth because gums are not soft.
I mean, I guess you can't play bingo all the time, huh?
Bingo, canasta, shuffleboard, all of those things. Like it was also a hospital too, so I would be between both versions, like helping out doctors and nurses, and then helping out the elderly people, moving them around and stuff, kind of like a porter, but not exactly. It was very well paid job, and I'm glad I'm not there anymore.
That is remarkable. I don't know what other words I have for that situation.
I don't either. Like, after the gummy job, I don't think I'll be able to top the title, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna read the rest of these, and then I'm gonna try to do one better, folks. I'm gonna be reading yours in a minute. Now that we got a Nightmare on Gummy Street. Anyway, stop at my gummy will shoot. Live Free or Gummy Hard. Gummy the 13th.
Why?
Gummy Horizon. Debbie Does Gummy Worms. Yeah, and Attack of the 60-Foot Gummy Bear. Sign me up for that one. That
I'd watch
sounds like a
that.
movie. I would. The end of the movie is it gets too hot and he just melts in the sun. It's like an inverted
War of the
Frosty
Worlds.
Snowman,
Oh yeah.
where instead of all the kids crying that Frosty's going away, everyone's like, "Yeah, the giant gummy bear's melted in the sun. Perfect." I don't
Okay,
Or
gummy.
you lure him to a fat farm, and then he just gets devoured by all the people.
Dude, where's my gummy?
That's a different type of movie.
Big Trouble in Little Gummy.
The good, the bad, and the gummy. I like that one because it's
Honey, I
oh,
Shrunk the Gummy.
A Fistful of Gummies, or
Honey, I Shrunk the Gummy is better than Honey, I Gummied the Kids.
Yeah, it really is.
No.
The Gummy
What are titles you
Returns
can't put on
with
Disney
Brendan
Plus for
Fraser and
$500?
Rachel Weisz.
That's right.
Let's see. Gummy. Oh, Gummy, Where Art Thou?
I just watched Oh Brother Where Art Thou a couple of nights ago, and then I watched it again the next day.
It's
It's
good.
the only movie. It's the only movie I've ever enjoyed. George Clooney.
That is awful.
Yeah, Aaron, for George Clooney being this like mega star, he came to my high school once because he's from around here. It was during this like Darfur thing. So like George Clooney has always been like visible to me. I've always been aware of what George Clooney's up to. I can't think of a George Clooney film that I genuinely like. Or I take it back. I like South Park the movie. He plays the dog in that one. So
I mean, I guess Oh Brother Where Art Thou and maybe From Dusk Till Dawn is a second.
Yeah.
That, like I can but it's like I don't love him in that, but he's fine.
He's
I mean, I'll
pretty
watch it for
funny
other
in Burn Notice.
no,
No,
Burn
no,
After
not-
Reading.
not
I
Burn
take
After
back
Reading,
my
Burn After
comment.
Reading.
That's a good
Oh
one.
yeah, you know what? That is a good one. Okay, I take it back. He's in a couple of movies that I like.
But where
that I
he's
think
the
good in.
lead.
But I really enjoy him in. I genuinely enjoy him in Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
It's a good. I have that on VHS, and I have the soundtrack somewhere. It's a
Yeah,
good movie.
this is great soundtrack.
He came from television. Like, he was a big TV star. And I don't think it really translated into film for him at the same level. But like, he got his start before. He eventually was on Roseanne, but he got his start before
He was on
that.
Facts of Life.
Yeah,
Back to Life,
that
yeah.
was it.
Mhm.
He's in a
And then
couple
he's-
horror movies, like notable ones.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. He was in that.
Yep.
But
Yeah, but he
yeah.
got into the industry because his mother was, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
he's
well,
Mary Clooney.
he has a number of relatives that are in the news and entertainment industry. Yeah.
Yeah, his dad.
Yeah,
actually
Rosemary.
yeah. All of them were around here. Like, his dad was a local radio and TV guy.
Oh.
And then Rosemary Clooney's just in a bunch of shit. Like, not.
I'll be
bad stuff,
watching Rosemary Clooney next month when it's Christmas time. I always watch Irving Berlin's White Christmas every year.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen that once.
Really? Mary
Yeah,
and I watch it every year.
So, is White Christmas the one where they go up to the cabin and sing all the songs?
Yep.
Or-
Yeah, and then like for the general, that's like retiring, he wants to get back
What
into the
do
military.
you do with a general when he
Okay,
stops
so-
being a general?
Then there's another movie, I think it's called like Holiday Inn or something, that I mistook for White Christmas one year, and I went to watch it. It's got the same dude in it. And they do a blackface number about Abraham Lincoln.
Yes.
That is not like Christmas.
I laughed my ass
That's
off so
always good.
hard.
It's
That
funny because people confuse
not
those all the time because whenever I bring up White Christmas, people go, "Is that the one with blackface?" And I'm like, "No, that's Holiday Inn."
I thought Holiday Inn was White Christmas, and then he goes, Abraham, and I'm like, what the fuck? It was insane. Well, folks, if you want to watch a movie that is insane and from a different era, watch Holiday Inn, just for that one scene. You can't find it on YouTube. I've looked, because I wanted to turn this song into a button.
That would actually be genuinely hysterical.
I think it's sad that all these things are like edited out, and even like you can't stream the episode of Community where they did the D&D game because they said, oh, like Chang was in blackface, and he was like, no, he was literally in like coal blackface because he's like, I'm a dark elf. And it's like, that's the joke. Or even on The Office where they're talking about Belschnickel and somebody says something about like, apparently there's a lot of blackface involved with the legend of Belschnickel. I hope you're not doing that. And Dwight's like, no, of course not. And then he goes to the phone and he calls his cousin and he's like, abort. And you see his cousin getting out of the car in like full blackface. Like the joke is that isn't this character stupid for doing this, for thinking that this is okay?
Yes.
Like, and I think those kind of jokes are okay. I think we should be able to laugh at that.
Yeah, I don't... as long... I don't even care if it's... Well, I want to...
I don't care that the Wayans did whiteface, that they did white chick face. I don't care about that.
That shit was hilarious. Like,
It was hilarious when Eddie Murphy did it on SNL, where he went undercover as a white guy. It was hysterical.
It
I
was
like it when he
brilliant.
plays the old Jewish guy in Coming to America. That's my favorite character.
Oh, yeah.
Aha.
If a
That
man
movie's
wants to call
hilarious.
himself Muhammad Ali, damn it, you respect his wishes. You call the man Muhammad Ali.
I love
That
so
movie
much.
is absolutely hysterical.
His mama
I need
named
to
him Clay.
rewatch it. I haven't
I
seen
say
it in
Clay.
years.
That's so good. That movie's so
You
good. I
can't
never
make
watched
movies like that anymore, man.
No, you can. You just can't find them anymore. There's so much oversaturation and different marketing angles that if they do make a movie like that, you are scouring the dark areas of the interwebs to find it, because even they're pushing as far as they can to get it into your hands. But all the oxygen is sucked out of the room from like some of the bigger studios or some of the bigger streamers. They just don't care.
Well, speaking of streamers that don't care, Amazon puts out some of the most generic, forgettable movies. I sat down to try to watch... Well, I didn't try. I did. I watched that new Shane Black movie, and it like stripped the identity away from him outside of the Christmas theme. It was so generic and bland, and it looks generic and bland. And I'm afraid that that's going to be most movies moving forward. Or maybe we're already here, and I just watch my old shit all the time, so when I try to venture into something new, I realize how
could be
hollow
it.
and vapid it is.
We're kind of on. We've crossed the Rubicon on that, because that is kind of like par for the course with a lot of studio funded stuff, especially through like Apple Plus and Amazon and a couple other streamers. But the indie sphere has always been active on it, but they're starting to gain a little bit more traction and attention because a lot of these streamers, they need content, and so they're reaching out to find anything that's been produced to try and get a distribution deal. And the worst part of it's a double-edged sword, because the worst part is that you get your distribution deal with, say, Netflix or another streamer, and it's never going to be in the recommendations or in the top 25 when you log into Netflix. It's just going to go there to die. But then, the thing is, you've got that distribution money, so you can put that into another movie, and hopefully that will get a little bit more traction, and then that might get seen by somebody. And if they like that enough, they'll go back and watch the rest of your catalog, and then you'll start getting your royalty payments for that. And eventually you can kind of build up your reputation so that eventually you will get that top 10-page recommendation for like, hey, you like these cool movies? Well, here's this guy's film. Oh, and you find out, oh, he's made like 20 movies in the past 30 years. Maybe like go back and watch some of the stuff and get an archive classic, because there's just so much out there, and we tend to rely on the great stuff that we liked growing up as kids, or the stuff that's come up before we even were born. But it's really, really hard to find new, fresh things out there. There's just, it's becoming really decentralized in a positive aspect, because everybody can actually make something, but you're not getting the eyeballs you need on it unless you find some sort of other avenue to build up advertisement or awareness in the market you're going for. So like that's why like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube are huge for a lot of people when they're making something, whether it's a comic book, a radio show, a movie, or a television show, cartoon, what have you. They start there to try and get an audience, and then from there they're like, here's our idea, please buy it, and I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, I will make more. And that's it. You don't have the third party middle management teams like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, let's go put like $1 million in advertising behind it. I'm talking like the 1970s. And yeah, you put newspaper ads, radio and TV spots, and yeah, people come and see it. You don't have that thing anymore, because there's no one central place where you get to watch or listen to or find out of anything going on. Like even YouTube, and you subscribe to all those like movie trailer channels, they don't show all the trailers of movies that are coming out. It's usually the same 15 or 20 things that you'll see, on television already. You won't find any of those hidden gems, or there's or those movies that will like do exactly like what you want, a film to be, whether it's an action, a drama, or a comedy especially. Like, good luck trying to find a comedy, playing in theaters, let alone on a streaming service that's relatively new.
This is why I watch the classics.
Yeah, but this is where YouTubers come in and they fill the gap. So, for example, like I love watching Film Thread with Chris Gore and Alan Eng, because they cover all kinds of movies. From very small, and they'll watch movies that guys send them who are just like, hey, I made this little independent movie and it's only here, and maybe like 30 people have seen it, and they'll watch it and talk about it and give it more exposure. So you do find like hidden gems through them, and this is I think part of another part of the reason that YouTube is just like killing traditional media right now is because there's not the same barrier to entry. Anybody can pop on YouTube and start doing a show, and as soon as people like start to find them, they can start to have success, and they can recommend other things. Whereas everything in the mainstream entertainment industry is heavily gate-kept.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be gate-kept under the sense of quality. It's like, oh, could you make us more valuable than we are because you've done some efforts independently. Then by the 2010s, it had nothing to do with that. It was all like, oh, we're bringing you on board because you have something marketable about you that you are unaware of, that we can use to make ourselves look good and look virtuous and look like we're a progressive, in quotes, company. And it had the exact opposite effect.
Yep. Drove people away.
Yeah, I find myself watching YouTube and I don't want to say creator owned, that's not the right word for it, but like independently created stuff quite a bit. My afternoons during lunch are always spent watching something on YouTube, so keep making it, folks. And if you have any desire to do YouTube related content, shoot us an email and we can give you some advice on how to get started. That is info@worldclassbullshitters.com.
I might send you an email.
Yeah, just call me on the phone. I'll be like, yeah, so what you want to do is you want to get these 3 programs, and then I'll give you my process. So, that goes for all 3 of you guys on the show. But Aaron, you already know how to make stuff as well as script, and Andrew, I'm sure you do too. So,
I'm learning. I'm
always impressed.
I'm building what I have in my toolkit, but I'm thankful and I'm blessed to be surrounded by such incredibly talented creatives like Jeff, Aaron, Script, all the people that I work with at the Rippaverse, the people that I have been able to interact with in the online sphere. Like it's pretty awesome. I consider myself very privileged and blessed to be surrounded by so many creative people.
And exercise scrutiny with the YouTube studio suggestion stuff when you're making a channel.
Yeah,
I constantly get told you should make a video like this. I'm like, I'm friends with that person's YouTube channel. They made the video. Why would I want to copy them?
And they're like, you should concentrate on shorts. And you're like, yeah, no.
It'll get you views because I followed that once and I was like, all right, and I was getting a lot of views on shorts, but you don't get any kind of like revenue off the shorts. And also,
No, and you might as well just put them on TikTok and then have TikTok direct to your YouTube channel because you'll actually do better there.
dude, my TikTok channel was doing great, and then they didn't like my opinions on Marvel, and Nick ran our TikTok channel. It got hacked and deleted.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Because
damn.
I did a lot of anti-Marvel shit. Like I was shitting on what came out last year. What was the big Marvel TV show? Not Shirley
Last
Copter.
year?
The
Yeah.
Daredevil born again?
I wouldn't rip on
What came out
Daredevil.
before Daredevil?
Agatha all along.
That's what
It
it
would have
is.
been
That piece of
Agatha,
crap.
yeah.
Dude, that show got me monetized on Twitter and really did a lot of good for me, but it pissed off those weirdos because those are the type, like, it's a very small minority, but they're the type of ones that are like, you hated our thing, and they'll go after you. So if you're going to do
The
that
type of
kind
people who
content-
can't handle the fact that your opinion is not the same as their opinion, they are so weak-willed that they need your opinion to validate theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the same
Sad.
reason that they need to see themselves on the screen. Is it's like, or they need this superhero to parrot what they believe. You know, because they
Affirmation.
that's how pathetic they are in craving affirmation and craving validation.
If a
it's like-
character happens to like share similar immutable traits to you, cool, I guess. If a character happens to think similarly to you, cool, I
Cool.
guess.
Mhm.
But like most of my favorite characters are so different from me. Like there is not a single, now that I think about it, there is not a single comic book character that I can think of off the top of my head right now that looks like me, thinks like me, acts like me. Like
Spider-Man.
I don't care.
Yeah, you're
Well-
you're just a white male, Andrew. That's it.
Yeah.
Every character.
let's.
Every character is you.
That's
Wait, did you say every character is you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see
Wow.
yourself
Like,
in every
what?
you see yourself in every character because it's all white
just
males. There's
enjoy
no
character-
diversity. Yeah.
I
No,
just
I
enjoy well-written characters in general. Like I Storm is one of my favorite X-Men. I'm not a black woman with white hair.
What?
Are
I
you
know.
certain about that?
News.
Yeah, look in the mirror.
News.
I might need to reassess my internalized racism. I don't
It's-
think I have enough multiracial characters on my action figure shelf. It's like I got Hulk Hogan, and the Marvel universe is mostly white. I don't
Whoa,
have a
whoa,
Blade action
Jeff,
figure.
Jeff! I just found this out last night. Did you know Hulk Hogan died?
Wait, what?
Right? We lost him.
Did you not know this?
Yes.
Hulkamania is running wild up in heaven, brother.
Real quick, I don't want to make Overkill wait any longer. He's got Cocaine Gummy Bear, which that would be better than the real Cocaine Bear. Bouncing here, there, and oh god! Ah. Dude, so speaking of cocaine, I've always joked that while I'm not into that
What?
stuff, the only way I would do it is with Nicolas Cage. Did you see they dropped a new Star Wars figure that's supposed to look like Christopher Lee, but it looks like Nicolas Cage?
Yeah,
What?
the young Dooku.
I'm buying that just because I want a Nicolas Cage with a beard face. I'll put it on a suit body, and there's Nicolas Cage, the action figure.
What?
Well, he comes with a shaved face too. Like you get two heads, which I'm excited about because I mean I wish it was 3 3/4 because that's what most of my. Even though I always say like I'm a 6-inch action figure collector and that's my scale. Like Star Wars was always 3 3/4. I've got the most 3 3/4 stuff, but I always wanted like young Dooku because in the Boba Fett Open Seasons or the Jango Fett Open Seasons book, young Dooku faces off with. Like and his apprentice is Kamari Vosa, who's the bad guy in the Jango Fett video game, because it was all synergy back then. It wasn't a bunch of destroyed crap like it is now. They face off with Jango Fett and a bunch of Mandalorians and end up like killing almost all of the Mandalorians, and then Jango ends up getting put on a slave ship, and that's why the Slave One is called the Slave One because it represents him escaping slavery. There's all kinds of like these little things that are woven in there. But I always wanted young Dooku just because of that, and I wanted all those Mandalorians.
I did a bad thing. I pre-ordered that new Hot Toys, Aaron. The Han Solo, the one that looks just
did
like
you really?
Harrison Ford. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's it. My goal is
Han
to get
Solo's
the
like
best
your favorite character. I'm not surprised.
It was like $300. But look at how real it looks.
Open
Like,
it up in
finally
a
looks like
video
Harrison
and write
Ford.
it off.
Yeah, I mean,
really
they
does
finally
look
nailed
like
it.
That looks like a young Harrison Ford. Like that is spot on. I don't blame you, but like Do an unboxing of it. Open it up on
Andrew.
stream or on video, and then write that shit off.
Oh,
Who was Azra?
absolutely. But no, I get it that a lot of people are like, "Oh, I hate Star Wars." I get it too. I hate those new movies. But when they drop something like this, that's a once in a lifetime action figure sculpt, you're like, "Yep, I don't give a shit. I want this one."
Well, they just announced, like in the Black Series, they just announced Kyle Katarn.
Mm-hmm.
They announced.
I saw that.
Who else? I was excited about all of them.
Did they do
well, they,
Jen Erso, or they left her alone?
No, they announced. Was it Kanan? No, it wasn't
No.
Kanan Jarrus. It
Let
was
me look at the email they sent me this morning from Hasbro Pulse. New Star Wars pre-orders just landed. So we got Dooku, we got the Seventh Sister Inquisitor.
Right.
saw that.
They dropped who? Kyle Katarn and is it Quinlan Voss? Is that his
Quinlan
name?
Voss.
Yes, they
thank you.
announced Quinlan Voss. Yes.
Yes. So
They
like it's
also-
like, oh, cool.
They
That's
also
pretty
brought
cool.
back in the 3 3/4 inch. They have a new Darth Maul with legs, like robotic legs, and then there's a electrocuted Darth Vader, Padme in her white outfit, and then I'm not going to recommend the Acolyte to anybody because
I might actually grab the Black Series Kyle Katarn because I like the video game line of the Black Series they've been doing. I've got all of the Jedi Fallen Order ones. I've got all the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic ones.
I'd love it if they made Jan Ors to go with him. Like that's so if he sells well, they probably will. I mean, they were telling me. So I was at New York Comic Con, and I was talking to the Hasbro guys, and they were telling me like sort of things. It's like, yeah, well, we put out like a Kyle Katarn, and if he does well, maybe we'll do a Dark Jedi from that game. It's like they go. It all depends on character to character. So, for example, in the Marvel Legends field, they just brought out Warbow from Crystar. And they're like, the Crystar figure did really well, so we're bringing out Warbow. If Warbow does really well, maybe we'll do Moltar, and it's like, oh, cool, that's kind of how they're tackling each one.
No Country for Old Gummies. That's a good one. That's
What
a
about
really good
no
one.
gummies for old men.
yeah, they won't make it through the night. They'll be seeing shit and then
But as script told us, that's not true. There's plenty of gummies for old men.
Oh yeah.
There are plenty of gummies for old money, according to script. Yes.
Aaron, I had seen, and folks, I promise we'll get into what we had talked about, but we're on Toy Talk, and we know you love the Ollie's videos, and there's a new one on Saturday, so join me.
Oh,
because I actually ran a 2-month-long social experiment. That's what I did. I had gone to my Ollie's, all of them, and I would set up the Acolyte figures a certain way so I could recognize if they had sold.
okay.
And you'll have to watch the video to see what actually plays out, because even I was amazed with what I saw. So join me on Saturday.
I've been picking up Acolyte figures for $4 at Ross.
Why?
Well, because they're just Jedi bodies to me. So it's like I'm putting like alien heads and stuff on them. I'm popping off the. It's like I don't want this character, but it's a good like generic Jedi body. And I actually
fair.
found the one from Skeleton Crew that I wanted, which was the Shistavan and Wolfman pirate.
Oh, I saw him at Ross True the other day.
Yeah, so I grabbed him because I'm like, that's just a cool body and a cool pirate. So for me, like a lot of those things are just I'll pick them up when they're cheap enough for customs, but I would never pay full price, and I don't want them for who they are.
I wait for Ollie's. Like I got an email about how the new Ghostbusters 4-pack is available. It was originally like an exclusive, and now it's at another retailer. And I went, this will be at Ollie's by the spring. So when that Ecto 1 and the O-ring figures comes out, I'll be at my local Ollie's picking those up. But I mean, you can call me cheap. I'm not, because I just talked about buying a $300 Han Solo, but I'm not paying $30 for a Marvel Legend figure. They're $29.99 at my local Walmart right now.
No, and they did a bunch of Magic the Gathering ones like recently.
Yep.
It's like it comes with a Magic the Gathering card, and it's like when I first saw them, I was like, oh cool, I want Man Wolf, and I want this character, and I want that character, and it was like but because it has that Magic card, they're charging $41.99, and I was like, screw you, see you at Ross.
What the hell?
Oh, yeah, I was like, I'll see you at Ross, or I'll see you when Jeff finds you for me at Ollie's, because
For
I
all
ain't paying that neither is
3.5
anybody
cents
else.
it costs to print that card.
Yeah, it's foil though, Andrew.
5 cents. a
My
nickel.
bad. 5 cents. A whole nickel. A whole ass nickel. I've got a good buddy. He and I do weekly comic book reviews on YouTube, and he's a big Magic guy. And he's been actually genuinely loving the Spider-Man crossovers and the Final Fantasy crossovers, and just he's looking forward to the general Marvel crossovers, because ironically enough, the people that seem to be creating the lore text for those cards and the art itself and all that, they're putting more love and effort into those than like Marvel's putting into a lot of their comics, which is kind of
That's
sad. Hey, that's really sad. This is a card game that's supposed to be just a high fantasy thing, right? But man, charging that much more? That's like $10 more? More than $10 more just for a card?
Well, they shouldn't even be 30.
No.
They shouldn't even be 30.
No, it should be $24.99 tops for those
The card should
figures.
be free. It should just have advertising for Magic the Gathering on it, because I like Spider-Man enough that if the at retail price was $24, the battle damaged Spider-Man, and I saw that at Walmart, I'd bite, because I don't have a battle damaged one. So I thought, he gets his suit ripped all the time. That's a cool gimmick. But I'm not buying. See, this is why I get so mad. And folks, tomorrow night I'm going to be over on the 3PO channel with Laser Pants and oh God, I want to call him Chad Hole, Articulated Chad. Two of my favorite toy guys. We're going to be talking about stuff. But I had told you guys earlier in the year, maybe February is when I dropped the video, and I don't mean directed at the people watching, I just mean in general. If collectors buy up those $50 action figures, the Spider-Man that looked like Todd McFarlane, expect $50 figures moving forward. So now we got $60 Hulk, $50 Deadpool, $50 Wolverine will be in the pipe. And these are fucking Hasbro figures. Like, I will buy boutique shit from foreign countries because they make the best looking stuff.
Dude, I love my what is it? My
Revoltech?
Yamaguchi Revoltex. I have Flash, Barry Allen Flash, and Reverse Flash, and then I have the Spider Armor Mark IV Spider-Man, and then I have Iron Spider. Those are my Revoltex, and those figures are insane. Like
I can't wait to get the Venom.
I'm happy to pay $100. Oh, that one looks so good. I'm happy to pay $100 for those because the quality's there, right?
Same with my Mafex. I have a wall of Mafex figures behind me, and I go onto Facebook and I'll see guys. Well, actually, the Wolverine's not that good. It's not as good as the Marvel Legend because the Marvel Legends gauntlets are more believable than the claws. Like, who gives a shit if he can fucking heal? The fact that the claws don't match up perfectly with the forearm size, I don't give a damn. Like
insanity.
Yeah, it's the thing is they just try to. And I'm a collector, and I get it. I'm not ever trying to money shame people. That's just stupid. But like,
pocket watching, that's some of the lamest things I've ever seen in my life.
But don't bullshit me and tell me this product is better than the other one because you won't spend the money on it. Like, the paint is much better. The sculpt is better. It's got details that these things don't have. And it's also like 7 years old, and it was so ahead of the curve, it's still better than what's out. And in 8 years or whatever, when they upgrade it, I'm sure their new versions will be superior to whatever Hasbro gives us with deteriorating rubber bodies. And, like, didn't they pull some G.I. Joe recently, Aaron, because it was a police officer or there was some kind of drama around it?
I mean, there is a police officer that they just released. I hadn't heard that they pulled it. Like, I think it's been hitting stores.
Okay,
but they did. Yeah, they did. Well, I'm sure like the ACAB people are bitching and crying because remember, during Black Lives Matter, Lego had to temporarily discontinue their police line because they were getting death threats and shit. So
that is ridiculous. So it's Lego. Come on.
It's unbelievable. These people have too much time on their hands and too much mental illness.
So a lot of that. Yeah,
look, we're all in comics. There's a certain amount of mental illness that's permissible and actually probably required.
It makes it fun.
I mean, maybe.
Just go with it, Andrew.
The best thing I ever saw at a Comic-Con was there was a guy who, on Twitter, he said, "I'm going to take mushrooms and I'm going to walk around Comic-Con and I'm going to live tweet." And and one of the tweets that he put out was, "I just walked past a girl who was sitting on the floor holding her knee and crying, and her friend was saying to her, 'Are you hurt?' Of course she's hurt. We're all hurt. Otherwise we wouldn't be here."
My gosh. Something else.
I've walked around cons, not necessarily sober. They're a lot of fun when you've had a couple drinks and you're just walking the floor trying to see what's up. But folks, come to one of our cons in the future and I don't know, metaphorically have a beer with us because we can't give away free alcohol. But you know what I mean. But yeah, I have, as we get ready to transition into this, it's just been a collector-friendly era again. There's a lot of good stuff out there. I had to not fill my cart on Big Bad Toy Store today with all these things I wanted to buy. I was like, do I really need to spend $125 on 4 action figures? 5.
Who were they? Come on, you gotta tell me who they are. You can't just drop that. I need to know.
Oh, they're not exciting. It's the new Black Series Han and Chewbacca, the new 3 3/4 inch Han and Chewbacca. Because we'll use this as a transition to our first topic. I get that everyone's burned out on a lot of stuff, but Disney is trying one last thing, and I'm not here to pat them on the back. I'm just here to talk objectively about what's coming in the future. But stuff has leaked that they're remastering the original Star Wars. Now, I understand, and I don't mean like remastering it as in like new special editions. I mean the entire trilogy's getting like the theatrical release, rumored to come out for the 50th anniversary. But as I dug deeper into this hole, I started finding stuff that made me think that this is legit, because they apparently the crew that had worked on this upscaling officially, stuff got leaked on social media. Like their program accidentally uploaded to a YouTube channel because it was like on an auto upload, and they took it down right away, but people saw it, and it started to show like 4K versions of A New Hope that weren't the versions that are on Disney Plus. They have like increased resolution, they have natural film grain, the original color timing, all of that. And then more stuff came out, and it was original scenes, original space effect shots, stuff that was changed in the special edition. Again, all in this like super detail. And it ain't 4K 77, because I don't want to dig at anybody, but like that is not the best version of Star Wars that's out there. It's the most like, accurate to the old version on tape. But like the sound is bad and the picture quality wavers. They showed how this new version is different from 4K 77. But here's the cherry on top that made me think it's real. In the clips and in the files are the original plates for the special effect shots. Where do you get those? And I don't mean just like, where do you get like a space shot? No, it's like the exact film that they recorded of them like in Norway going over snow dunes to get the effect of that. Or it's like, you ever seen the deleted scene of Luke and C-3PO and the land speeder from A New Hope? It's like shot on a back projection screen. Like that.
Yeah, I've seen that scene.
That plate, that original plate without the speeder or them was in it. And there were like other plates that were filmed. So all these people have been researching this, and it looks like Star Wars is going to be getting a 50th anniversary IMAX release in 2027, but it's also was graded for like a Dolby Atmos track and something else. So people also think it's going to be coming to home video, which I think is going to be the end of a lot of this like fan, we want this and that. And also to go off of that, they're doing all the original stuff in a build up to 2027 in terms of merchandise. So it's like if you're following the merchandise train, you can see what their master plan is. It's to try to win you back with, hey, it's the original Star Wars, no special editions, here's all the old characters you like. And I think it might convince people that, like, I think it might get people to just kind of not really care about Star Wars again, but just accept, hey, the old one's back, and then we just treat it like other movies, like a Back to the Future, where it comes out every 10 to 15 years, you get excited for a new release, you buy the merchandise, and you go home. No more changes, no more alterations, no more ruining your memories. Have you guys?
I think it's like a Gen Z, Gen Alpha play, too. Like, if we can get this in theaters, maybe we can get people, we can get this generation that doesn't give a shit. Maybe we can get them hooked into Star Wars, because we're obviously not doing it with the Disney stuff. No. So, if we re-release the originals, maybe we can hook people back in.
And I think that's important too, because I'm working on a video about this. And the one thing I wanted to talk about is and I'm going to show all the research, folks. I'm not just making this shit up. I have some forums and some people that I've been, keeping their information. But I'm thinking, or I read that they're not redoing the special effects, they're recompositing it. So, for example, if they have a model shot of an X-Wing going in, they're going to recomposite the background to make it look better. And I think it's important that they're doing stuff like this, because you hit the nail on the head, Aaron, with the whole Gen Z, Gen Alpha, you got to hook them. If a movie looks too dated, I don't think they're going to watch it. But if you clean up the special effects and keep them original looking, but they match and they don't, there aren't matte lines and shit's jumping around, I think you will get those people. And I think that's their long-term play, because this marketing machine cannot stop. But it has slowed down to almost a dead stop. And I think this is a way that they're trying to, I don't want to say redeem themselves, but I think that's their next 10 years. It's just original stuff that looks like the original.
This will be the win that Kathleen Kennedy can go out on.
It might.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing that's been fascinating with the younger generation is that, and this is actually true to video games, is that graphics don't matter as much at all. Like, the most popular game is still relatively Minecraft, and that is a very antiquated graphics game. But people
even like the HD version of it.
Exactly. The other part too is practical effects, whether they're spaceships or horror effects or what have you, always have a far more resonance with an audience than with the CGI stuff. Like, when you do it practical, your eye your eye and your mind is realize like this is in camera, this is happening in front of me. It is looking, it feels more authentic than when you have like blood splatter that's clearly added in as post production because they didn't have squibs at the time. It's really just there's a huge disconnect to it. And the other part too, especially when it comes to like fight choreography, is things that are happening in camera in a wide shot and a long shot are way more engaging than the stuff that we've seen recently, where it's a medium close-up shot and we're cutting from a punch being thrown to a punch going on impact, and you don't really quite, feel it. One of my biggest criticisms of, a very popular Marvel film prior to its decline was Captain America: The Winter Soldier. The fight scenes in that movie are horribly filmed. Like, they're really well done by the choreography team, but there's so many quick and fast cuts that you compare that to something from Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan or Jet Li or Chow Yun-fat or anything else where it's a wide shot or a medium shot with really interesting camera movements and you're seeing the actual stuff play out. It is way superior in those older films than it is in the new stuff today, because we're seeing them actually do it. There's even the stuff with Michelle Yeoh, like in Yes Madam, or heck, if you want to go a bit more contemporary, where she's in Tomorrow Never Dies and she has that huge fight scene in the armory. Way more impressive, way more engaging, way more exciting than the stuff I've seen in the last 10 years with other films. Heck, even the the latest Jason Statham film, Working Man. There's so many quick cuts to that thing. Like, I was bored with the choreography.
I forgot I saw that in theaters.
Yeah. That and the Beekeeper. Those two are the two movies I remember him where I'm like, I know Jason Statham can do really good stuff. I mean, he is getting up there in age, but like, yeah, you kind of have to show us something actually happening in camera and stop cutting it with the editing. I mean, there's always the famous joke, like, Liam Neeson, why does he not do any more Taken films? Well, you have to do like 40 cuts for him just to climb up a flight of stairs because he can't do it in one take because he's that old these days.
I mean, so what, like 15 to 18 cuts for him to jump the fence?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you making this old man jump the fence? Like, just shoot it from a distance and get a stunt double. Like, I don't need to see him up close jumping a fence. It's fine.
Yeah. I call those movies dad rock action movies. Every January, every February, you get your Liam Neeson, Jason Statham, Mark Wahlberg, just like actors who are good, but they're clearly not in blockbusters anymore. Bob Odenkirk is one of them, and they just get their action movie franchise. And I'll go with more times than not, I think they're pretty solid, but they're also pretty forgettable. Like, I'm not going to buy A Working Man. I'm not going to buy The Beekeeper, but
I don't think that Nobody and Nobody 2 are forgettable. I mean, Nobody 2 is not as good as the first one, but man, there's some kills in that are just like, oh, oh my God.
I liked Nobody. I finally saw it this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Doc
sequel's
Brown
fun too.
In it. I got to see it. What did I watch recently? I saw Tron. Tron broke my heart because it was so shit.
Tron Avery's breaks everybody's heart.
Yeah.
Dude, you're in the grid for 7 minutes out of a 2-hour movie. What are you doing?
Well, get ready for Jared Leto and He-Man, because that's going to be largely on Earth too.
Well, yeah. Oh. Well, yeah, he's... I mean, yeah, they're doing the same mistakes. Well, in that regards, they're doing the same mistakes. Problem is, like, I know people that know the production designer on the new He-Man, and I've seen a couple of the stuff he's done, and it looks pretty damn good, man. I hope the stuff I've seen translates well on screen, because that would be amazing. But
the director did Bumblebee, and that the first 5 minutes of Bumblebee are the Transformers movie that we all wanted to see our whole lives. So I'll give him the benefit.
Oh yeah, because it's all the freaking Cybertron stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It was all the cool stuff that everybody cared about.
He did it really well. Like, that's the big difference. Like, it's like, there's something really. He didn't just do this as Flash. He actually added in substance to do it. Yeah, like I know why they're setting it on Earth, because they're still trying to be a little bit budget conscious. The only positive I can see with Jared Leto being in it is that he's in a lot of makeup, as far as I know, so you can't recognize that he's Jared Leto.
If there is I'm sure he'll be Keldor at some point, but he'll be blue. But if there's one role that I'm like, maybe Jared Leto will do a good job, is probably Skeletor.
Especially if Alan Oppenheimer dubs his voice.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Only.
I mean, he's still alive. I listen. If it comes out and it's not there, I will pay Alan Oppenheimer through Cameo to dub that movie.
Oh man! And then put out a cut of it. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Hello, Lando, you royal boob. Love him.
We should definitely do that. We'll all crowdfund it together, so you don't have to take the brunt of that.
Yeah, we'll do it as like a Kickstarter crowdfund.
Yeah, and let's hire Alan Oppenheimer to dub all of Leto's lines.
You know that'll make like $1 million, right?
Yeah, absolutely it would. It'll probably make more than the movie will in theaters.
All right,
we're already trademarking the pitch right now here live on the show. So.
That's
I'll
right.
call my lawyer to make sure we go it 4 ways.
That's a verbal a verbal contract, a verbal pitch.
Yep.
TM and copyright.
It's like basically 75% goes to Alan. The rest is split across us plus an editor to help us sync up the voice with however they do the actual cut of the.
And you know what's great
GRPO.
is we wouldn't be having to ship out a product. It would just be like, here's your digital version.
Download,
And then
yeah.
there you go. Download this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that makes me actually want to watch.
It'd be like Dark Side of the Moon type of thing. Here, download this audio file, then play it in sync with your thing. That way, we're not actually, violating
breaking any copyright.
copyright laws. It's like, no, you just play this at the same time, and
Yeah,
you
like
just
riff
mute
tracks.
the original.
The best thing about that original '80s live action He-Man movie was Frank Langella as Skeletor. So
Yeah.
it's and he loved doing that. I realized recently that like I have been channeling Frank Langella's Skeletor into my work for years. Like I was like, oh, there's books where I've written, the power, pure, unstoppable power. That's Frank Langella. You could even say that like Doomface kind of. I got the Frank Langella
Cadence
Skeletor
down.
figure recently, and I was looking at it and I was like, oh, this is kind of Doomface. Just like I could easily customize this into a Doomface.
Do it.
Well, I mean, some of the red text that you highlighted in his dialogue, in Doomface's dialogue, was like, oh yeah, there's some really good emphasis, and you can feel the fervor.
Yeah, it's
and now I'm like, I got to read that with Frank Langella in mind because maybe that'll do some more.
well, the voice that I always have in my head is kind of a very snooty kind of Doomface voice, like when he's very condescending, like it's
Like
kind
Anthony
of
Stewart Head type of deal.
Anthony Stewart Head, or maybe Lee Pace as Ronan. I don't remember killing
Lee
your
Pace.
family, like that kind of just that kind of snobbery. But then of course you do have the moments where he's raging, and then obviously the voice would change. But that was a decision that. So when we had the temp lettering laid down by Bill Williams, I said I wanted Doomface's dialogue to be in trash hand because that's what I was using for all the promos, and I wanted him to have a different font. And Bill said, "Hey, I can't bold anything. There's no bold for trash hand." So what I did is I just dropped red behind the black text. And so then when it went to Darren Bennett to do the full letters, he said, "Hey, I don't. The trash hand thing is like really labor intensive." He's like, "But I have this font that looks a lot like trash hand, and I can actually just make his bolded words red instead of bolding them." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do that." And so it came together really well.
That's pretty cool. Happy accidents from like another goal. That's like, oh, we can't do it this way, but we can do it this way, and it looks really good.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff like this. For example, the character in that Spam and Iggy encounter, the superhero that they're going to the signing for.
Oh yeah, oh crap, what's his name? It's
Captain Smash.
Smash. Yeah, Captain Smash. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was
The winking.
called in the script. He was called the Patriarch, and then John's Longbox was doing his book, and his character's named the Patriarch. So I was like, can't do that. So I renamed him Paragon. And then when Renzo turned in the pages, he had spaced, like he just got into the zone and he was drawing, and so he drew it Captain Smash, and he put in the lettering for like the banners and stuff, and it was like Captain Smash, and I was like, hey, what? It's supposed to be Paragon. And he was like, oh my god. He goes, I blanked and I drew in like my childhood hero. And he was like, I'll redraw it. And I was like, no. I was like, because you actually gave me a good idea for a joke, or for a line. I said, as long as you're okay with your childhood character that you used to draw being a douchebag, we'll do it. And he was like, yeah, I don't care. And so that came the line where he says to the girl, you want to know the real reason they call me Captain Smash? So another happy accident.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember reading the line. I wonder if she's 18. I hope she's 18.
I hope.
What state are we in?
Oh, we have a. I guess we should talk more about Star Wars.
It's almost like we're avoiding it. We're avoiding it as much as possible.
Isn't that what this show's shtick is, though? Like avoiding the topics that we really don't want to cover.
That's the fun gimmick. Is we it's like true clickbait. Here's a set of topics we aren't going to talk about.
We might get to them. Who knows?
Yeah, one day.
That's what makes
Maybe
us high, world class and high council.
Yeah.
We're too good for that. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a bigger story last week, and I dropped a video about it today because I was just not doing anything. But Disney canceled a Ben Solo movie. Apparently, hold on a second. Shrubozoid is here to save us from this thing.
Thank God for Shrebbles.
Yeah. He requested this one. Did it? Oh, it dropped Script Doctor. There we go. Don't want to drop Script Doctor, but here's the button right here.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
me, your old pal Buffalo Jeff.
Terrifying.
It freaks me out every time, especially the way the eyes just linger afterwards. You're like, okay, we're done, right? Oh, God.
I'm glad everyone responds to that so much, because that was just a happy accident. Like, I straight up was like, oh, wait, I left that on. That looks cool. Let's leave it on. I mean, everybody loves a good scare. It's Halloween, right? Everybody's entitled to one good scare.
That's right.
God, I gotta watch that this week. Shit, it's that time of year. Have you guys been doing any horror watching? Because I finally saw Phantasm for the first time, and it blew me away, and I became an instant fan. So, you guys ever seen that one?
Yeah, gosh, I might watch that this week again because I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
I took Mary through all of the CGI animated Resident Evil films because I absolutely adore those as being a longtime fan of the games, because those movies like actually feel like they're properly set into the game's universe.
Yeah.
Especially the final one, even though the final one might be, was it Death Island? It's probably one of the weakest in terms of story, but it is like just the right amount of fan service to where it was like the writers of that film were clearly thinking, you know what, fans of this franchise probably have been wanting to see these specific characters all on screen with each other at the same time for years. Let's just do it and let's give it to them and make it cool. And they'll forget that the story itself is just kind of like, it's surface level. It's not awful. It's just kind of like, it's not a particularly deep narrative, right? But they give you that, and you're just like, I'm so happy right now, right? I can forgive the fact that the story is maybe like a 6.5, but you're giving me everything I've wanted in the games for the last decade and a half, so I'm happy.
Did you ever read the novels by S.D. Perry?
No.
So it was
I
weird.
read a bunch of the Halo novels,
Mhm.
but I haven't read any of the Resident Evil novels.
So the Resident Evil novels at the time, the way that they were structured was like book one was the first game. So it was like, you know, the novelization of the game. But then book two was an original adventure with the characters. Then book three was the second game's novelization. Then book four was another original adventure. And it was really interesting the way that it was structured. And I remember really liking them at the time. But now all I can recall from any of the original ones was that there was a zombie T-Rex in one of the Umbrella facilities. Like they had the dinosaur DNA and they had the zombify, and they were trying to make a new version of a tyrant. And so that thing breaks loose at the end, of course, and is running around. So
I love it.
I liked. I'll get hate for this. I didn't hate Welcome to Raccoon City, the last live action Resident Evil. I'm not saying it was a good movie, but most Resident Evils are pretty unwatchable to me, and so
the live action ones, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, Mila Jovovich. That
I enjoyed
one was
them,
okay.
But
One was
I enjoy
okay
them for what they are. The first one is the only one that's like a horror film. The second one is probably most like the games, and then after that, it just like.
Second one's pretty awful.
I love the second one.
Are you really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think you know what I think pissed me off. I think, that's the one that you could actually see fitting into the game universe. Like you're like, okay, you know, if you squint, this fits.
You're gonna automatically gain points with me if you do Jill Valentine and you at least do her decently. And
that is why she was good in it.
They cast her well, and she did a great job. And so I was able to like overlook and forgive the other 90% of that movie.
I mean, I like seeing Nemesis. That was neat. But I think where the movie lost me is when they're going through the graveyard and the skeletons start breaking out of the ground and attacking them.
Oh,
and I was like, this is not how the T virus works. This is bullshit. There's no living tissue. There's no living tissue for it to infect. I was like, I started like losing it.
I get it. I believe it.
Pedantic.
I respect it.
I guess I'll get through one more Resident Evil before I die. I hope. I like
the third one. I like the third one that was like mostly in the desert, like where they go to Vegas.
Extinction.
Was that 3 or 4?
That was 3. That was
Okay.
Extinction.
Mm-hmm.
That one was like a fun action movie, but like at that point they had gone so far away from the horror genre.
Well, yeah,
like,
and they'd made
let's
the
see
whole.
what cool shit they can do, and that's
It
basically
infected the whole world and it dried up the oceans, and you're like, how did that work? How did the T virus dry up the oceans?
Yeah, you know,
Dramatic effect, Aaron. Don't ask questions.
we don't ask narrative sensibility questions of Paul W.S. Anderson.
You can't, because he ends every movie with an idea that you go, oh, that might be interesting, and then he doesn't know what to do with it, so he has to do away with that idea in the first 5 minutes of the next movie.
Yep.
Well, in Mortal Kombat, they set up Shao Kahn, and it's the biggest disappointment from a film to sequel of my childhood, because I was like, wow, Mortal Kombat was awesome, and Mortal Kombat Annihilation is not.
Well,
Too bad you.
That movie was
Die.
in the first 5 minutes when they replaced the actors of Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage, and then killed one of them off.
Yeah, killed
They
Johnny.
replaced Raiden too. They took Lambert and gave us James Remar, who's a great actor. Don't get me wrong, but
I mean,
Terrible Raiden.
I will say this: James Remar is a good actor when someone knows how to direct him. But I've seen him in a lot of stuff where he is god awful. And I like James Remar a lot. Like I've loved him since watching him in The Warriors way back in the day.
Yeah. Well, he got fired off of Aliens, right? Because he was originally Hicks.
Yep.
And then Cameron didn't like him and didn't think he was jiving with the rest of the cast, so they fired him.
it was drugs.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
it was
James
drugs.
Remar himself says it. Like, it's not like a rumor. He just was
Yeah.
like, I had a problem.
He admits
so.
it. Yeah. In fact, like, gosh, it was when I was binging Alien Earth a couple of months back. I just went on this. I don't know why, but I went on this massive deep dive of like listening to and watching a bunch of Alien Universe like lore videos and things like that, and behind the scenes of the movies. And I was just, well, it's weird because like I hadn't been that into the franchise since I was like too young to be watching the franchise. Because I saw the first one when I was 9. I saw the second one when I was also 9. And it was fun. It was a really fun deep dive. The show wound up being like, okay, it had some really cool stuff and it had some really weird stuff. I did appreciate all the practical effects that they had in it. I'll give them that for sure. But yeah, it was weird. I remember coming across a video that did address that yeah, he had a drug issue and that's why he got yanked off of that, and instead it was who we got.
Now, guys, our friend Sir Georgian sent in a very generous Scott Steiner-sized super chat, which we're going to address right now. So, folks, you may know how to count. You may know how to do math. You may even be an educated professional. But when Scott Steiner speaks, you listen.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 1/3 chance of winning. But I got a 66 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 1/3 chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 1/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning, if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 2/3%, I got 141 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you as sacrifice.
So, Georgian, thank you very much. What was that?
The math seems to check out.
The math does check out, mostly, kind of, sort of.
He made it up on the fly too. Like, you guys don't know. Well, you might, but the real video is him being interviewed.
Yeah,
and
the
he just
woman
makes that shit up.
Mhm.
The woman looking at him is trying to process what he's saying.
Yeah, she's trying to figure out what kind of crazy crack-ass crap is this boy on?
I always love that he could never say Samoa Joe. It was always Smo Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's fat. I just love how that's all he said. Like,
I freaking love that clip.
Have you ever heard I might have mentioned it before, because of course we always talk Scott Steiner, but the soundboard where like it's the radio show and they're calling the local gyms and they're just using the Scott Steiner soundboard to talk. He's like, "You want to work out with me?" And they're like, "Well, who is this?" And he's like, "Yes, sir. You can come down here and work out." Blah blah blah. And he's like, he's like, "Yeah, is Joe there?" And he's like, "No, there's no Joe here, sir." And they just keep doing it. And then he says something about like, they're like, "What's your name?" And Joe. Wait, you're Joe? And then it's like, Joe's fat. Oh God,
I love it
just a
so
riot.
much. When I was in high school, I prank called my mom at work with an Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard. And she thought somebody was outside waiting for her. I called her back. I'm like, "Mom, how do you not know Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice?" She's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "It's me. You're fine."
I'm doing it. I saw Scott Steiner's the elite figures, and then what are the ones that are even above that in quality
Ultimate?
and like posability? Ultimate. Yeah, I saw the Ultimate Steiner at Walmart last night. I almost bought it, but I ended up buying anything. I just recorded the Rivas that were still on the shelf, and put up an Instagram video of playing. No one knows what it's like to be hated, because they're just still rotting there, man. There's a layer of dust on those, like you would not believe.
We were right the whole time when we told the audience, you don't make diversity character merchandise because people don't give a shit. Like, you can, I wouldn't, but you could throw them in movies and TV shows and everyone's like, yay! But when it comes to the money spending public, that ain't gonna sell. So Riva can be there forever. But our friend Georgian told me something that I didn't know about, and I had to look it up. That's why we were kind of burying the lead for a second. He says, 100% betting that Lupin III did the French Museum heist. You mean the one on the motorcycle? I hope so.
See, I thought it was the Hudson Hawk that did it.
That movie is underrated a bit. It's not garbage. It's just fine.
I hated it when I saw it in
Ford
theaters.
Fairlane.
Yeah, but you know what? I enjoy the Adventures of Ford Fairlane well enough. It's awful, but it's fun awful.
But you're accurate. Well enough.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Well,
not
I mean,
buying it on 4K, are you?
Lauren Holly in that movie goes a long way to making me like it.
She looks really good. What's that show she's in where she's like, you can have me and Game Boy and chocolate cake? I'm
Picket
like,
Fences.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I've never
Ooh.
seen it, but I know the reference because I know that scene.
It's a good scene.
and Lauren Holly, I don't think has ever gone full frontal. So like, she still has that mystery about her.
Jim Carrey knows.
Jim Carrey does know.
Jim Carrey knows a lot. But he also says also, Jeff, do you know there's a Lupin the Third Laserdisc set that has a cover with the cast as the Ghostbusters and reenacts the Kennedy assassination? Oh shit, Japan was unhinged back in the 90s.
Good Lord.
Okay, I looked up the Lupin the Third thing, and I'm looking at it right now. It's here. I'll just show it to the audience real quick. It's Lupin is the ghost. Fujiko is just here you go. Let's show it right now. That looks pretty awesome, though. Yeah, I need to look for this episode because it says the second TV series, and most of that's been, well, about half of it's been dubbed, and it's on YouTube or Crunchyroll, so I gotta watch it. I had a Lupin the Third kick earlier this year, Georgian, where I almost went on Amazon and bought all the Blu-ray box sets, but pulled back, and I didn't.
You were
Glad I
tempted,
didn't.
though.
I get on these little kicks where I'm like really into something I like, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I
want more
get it.
stuff from it, and then I rewatch it and I get burnt out and I go, I'm glad I didn't spend $400 on Lupin the Third.
Dude,
Speaking
like
of,
proper
j-
Blu-ray or 4K anime box sets are expensive as hell. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Too much.
It's the only reason why I don't own the Blu-ray box set of Gundam Wing, because it's like $350. And I'm like, Gundam Wing, I love you, but I'm not throwing $350 at you right now.
Speaking of JFK, I have a Lose Your Own Adventure book, and it was like crowdfunded way back in the day. But it's basically like solve the JFK assassination, and you
What the
can't.
heck?
No matter what you choose, it's either a dead end or you get killed.
Wow.
So I was like, I don't know if they ever did any more, but I thought Lose Your Own Adventure was a fun. They probably got sued, but I thought it was a fun concept.
I like it. I just heard about it right now for the first time.
Hmm.
But so Georgian, I'm gonna have to find out what episode is on that disc and maybe try to import it and put it in a frame and hang it on the wall, because that's the kind of piece of art that's a conversation starter. Like, hey, look, it's Ghostbusters. Wait, that's not Ghostbusters. You got to look at it. He's got eyebrows and sideburns. Don't all ghosts have eyebrows and sideburns? No, only Lupin ghosts. But
Okay.
you requested. Yeah, I know it doesn't make any sense.
Because all right.
Hey,
Why
it's
not?
2025. I've stopped questioning things. I
Hey,
just go
you
with the
you do
flow.
what you want, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm world class. We got a button for you right here, Sir Georgian. Thank you very much for all the years of wonderful support. And here is your Pee Wee Herman Raptor button right now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Go ahead and scream your head off! We're miles from where anyone can hear you!
That was
Poor
brilliant.
Newman.
Oh, the internet is amazing.
Thank you to Sir Georgian. We also had our friend Shrubbles08 says, horses for Mary button, please. Of course. Mary Mayhem, we know you're out there somewhere. We're all thinking of you. We all miss you.
She is.
But, just because you're not here right now physically doesn't mean you're not here in spirit. And hopefully, this will make you as uncomfortable as it does Dion.
Who are you? What are you doing here, and where are my horses?
Creepy. Unsettling. Weird even. But you know.
I didn't know there was more women that looked like Sarah Jessica Parker on that were actors.
Yeah, she spawns. She doesn't like give birth. She just spawns.
Are they also part of like Matthew Broderick? Because I think they were married for and
I
still
think
are.
they still are.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
they
think
just
they-
kind of like, is it like asexual reproduction? Like they stand next to each other and like
Where's
part
the
of
fun in
him
that?
blends into her. Look at him. That's
Are-
the
you're-
fun.
Please tell me somebody understood that reference.
Yeah, you quoted Godzilla in 1998.
Thank you.
It's a lot of fish. Sorry,
That's all. Yes, thank
That's the only line I know.
I love that movie. It's an awful Godzilla movie, but a fun monster movie, and that's all I needed to be.
Oh, did you see some of the Godzilla movies are getting new 4K releases and how great they look?
I did see that. In fact, like just an hour before the show, I saw a post on Twitter that Shin Godzilla was getting a 4K like steelbook, and I was like, crap. Okay, well, I got to keep an eye out for that because I have the 4K of -1. I have the 4K of the entire MonsterVerse thus far. So that's Godzilla 2014, King of the Monsters, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla vs. Kong, and Godzilla X Kong New Empire. And I have it's most of the Showa era on 4K as well. I need to get the Criterion collection. Next time it drops to like, it periodically on Amazon drops from like $200 down to $99.99. Next time it does that, I want to get it.
Do it. You deserve it. You work hard.
And
That's right.
I do work hard, and I love Godzilla films. All of them.
Treat yourself.
all
Some
of
Godzilla today.
Like they're just fun. They're stupid fun. That's all I need them to be.
Is that the franchise that you think has the most films in it that you genuinely like to watch? Like percentage-wise?
Percentage-wise,
So what I mean by that is like, I think all the Lethal Weapons are good. So that's
Yeah,
100% for that series.
right. That's hard because there are some of them that I haven't watched since I was like 12 and watching them on VHS, and so it's hard. My memory on them is a little iffy. I would say top 2 franchises for that would be between Godzilla and Mission Impossible, because for Mission Impossible, the only one that's like actually I'm doing a rewatch. I guess I gotta watch this one. Is Mission Impossible 2.
That's garbage.
Like, that's the only one where it's like, man, if it wasn't for my freaking OCD, I would just skip it. But because of my OCD, I can't. I just can't. So instead, I'm just like, all right, I'll do something else while I have this on. But it's probably likely that Godzilla is a movie franchise there where it's just like the vast majority of them. I just would love rewatching all of them.
You can't skip the Mission Impossible where Tom Cruise has the Leon Kennedy hair.
No, I can't. In fact,
You
he's
have to
also
watch
my
him.
favorite Resident Evil character.
He's great. They should make a Resident Evil 4 style film. I would watch that one.
If
It's
they
just called
did
The
it
Wicker Man,
properly, right? If they did it properly, it would be a fantastic horror film. But I don't really trust any movie studio to do that properly. Honestly,
My
they're
favorite
better
is,
off just doing a CGI version of it.
My favorite Resident Evil character is Barry Burton, but only in the original release of the first game.
Okay.
Jill, you'd better take this since you're the master of unlocking.
Aaron,
It's
I think you have a
You
second
almost
career
wound
in
up a
1990s
Jill
voice
sandwich.
acting.
You think so? I love that. It's like, Jill, I'll be examining this. I hope this isn't Chris's blood.
You almost wound up a Jill sandwich.
And then he goes, "Hey-o!"
Yep.
Yeah, sign me up for more Resident. I love, outside of the tank controls, I love those games.
Oh yeah.
It's just, they're hard to play, like really hard.
The old ones are hard to play. I genuinely, and this might be controversial, I genuinely, sincerely love the remakes because they keep the
I bought
story. They cut out some of the fat, some of the side stuff that literally offered nothing, to streamline the story. And like, for the most part, they keep the tone and everything right, especially the remake for number 2. Like, they really nail the tone for that one properly. And it was like, man, like this is great because I played these games decades ago when I shouldn't have been playing them and my mom would have slapped me, but I played them anyway, and I'm playing the remakes now, and it's bringing back all these fantastic memories.
So that first Resident Evil is the first game where I ever threw my controller.
Really?
In fear. Yeah, because so I rented it from
In fear,
Blockbuster.
okay.
Yeah, I rented it from Blockbuster, and I'm sitting there playing. It's 2 a.m. I've got the lights off, and I'm playing this. And I'm walking down that hallway for the first time, and the dogs jumped through the window, and I just like yelped and like threw my controller because it scared the shit out of me.
I don't know how familiar any of you all are with the Outlast game franchise.
I know it.
It's a terrifying game. And the first time I played through it was when I was living back in Vancouver, Washington. And my roommate and I, because we were dumb, we decided on Halloween night, we booted up that game on my Xbox, and we were like, all right, let's play through this. So we shut off every single light in the apartment, right? So that literally the only sound and light is coming from the TV when we're playing this game. And this game is meant to be completely terrifying. And let me tell you, it is. Because it would reach that point where, because what our rule was like, all right, when one of us dies, then we pass the controller off to the other person, right? That's how we would handle the progression. But because we're stupid and pussies, there would be moments where like we would just get to a point, because the game does such a great job of handling the atmosphere and the dread within the atmosphere. We'd just get to a point, there would be nothing happening in front of us, but because the atmosphere was so horrifying and dreadful, we just throw the controller at the other person and be like, nope, this is on you. You deal with this. I'm not doing this.
I don't like this room, man.
That's one of my favorite Halloween memories, because it was fun. We were being stupid. We had some beers. We were just having a good time.
I am so ready for Halloween. I'm gonna go to a party and drink and come back and watch horror movies. So this week is gonna be good for me. It was funny. I was originally like gonna go to a buddy's house. He's like, "Hey, want to help hand out candy?" I'm like, "All right, why not?" He lives in a cool neighborhood where you might get a lot of cool costumes and stuff. And then my other friend called. I'm like, "Yeah, I'd rather do partying on Halloween. It's like the one night a year where you're always a kid, no matter how old you are."
Yeah.
What is your best Halloween costume you've ever had? Script Doctor, you go first.
The best Halloween costume I ever had. It was probably my first year in LA. One of my friends, who's a professional makeup artist, turned me into a zombie. That was pretty good.
Huh.
It scared everybody at the party we went to.
Just like Step Brothers. He's only
That's
been dead
cool.
for 2 hours.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew?
I grew up in a home where we didn't really do Halloween. So I've never dressed up for Halloween, actually.
Gasp.
You need to change that. This Friday, you should dress up as you should be Andy Andrew from the Rippaverse.
That okay. Easiest outfit ever.
There you go.
Maybe I'll throw on a jacket if I want to be bougie about it. But...
No, you know what you should be Andrew the Squealer, the one who gives away all of the secrets. See, Andrew keeps everything under wraps.
Okay.
But Andrew the Squealer, he's just out there.
Fair enough.
Lips Andrew, that would be the term.
Loose lips Andrew. Club Geek says Andrew should be O.J. Simpson. That's called blackface.
Yeah, but it's O.J. Simpson. Nobody's going to call you out on that one. He got away with murder.
No, the half the internet would still do it.
Look I vouch for you. All right.
Okay.
I'm
well,
gonna
half
go into
of
my
you
wallet.
does at least.
I'm gonna go into my wallet. I'm gonna pull out the valued race card that everyone thinks exists, and I'm gonna hand it to you, and you're gonna use it on that day. You can be O.J. Simpson. Just don't go choking any white women.
That's true. As long as you get the rule is, as long as you get one black friend to sign off on it, you've got immunity. You get to do the diplomatic immunity.
I just have to not choke out any white women. Man, 2025 is making that hard.
Some people just deserve it. It is what it is.
My God.
Because they are the worst.
Yeah.
If I can John Ralphio for a moment.
I have a John Ralphio t-shirt. It says 2020 is the worst. I used to wear that all the time because 2020 was terrible.
It was really
That's
bad.
gracious.
Let's see. Aaron, what about you, my friend?
So I also, if you go to my Twitter, my Instagram right now, my profile picture is the best costume that I ever did. And my friend Marie did that with just household items. So that makeup job was just stuff from her makeup bag and stuff we had in the house. And she was just like, it was just one of those spur of the moment things. She goes, "Hey, let me make you a zombie." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, hang on. I'm going to make you a zombie so that when the trick-or-treaters come to the door, you can freak them out." And so, I went and I got some torn up clothes. I got some clothes that I could tear up. And, then she gored me all up and I was answering the door like a zombie and kids were freaking out.
Do you want to see my favorite Halloween costume?
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's completely appropriate for the channel. Sorry that it's not, something crazy. But in 2010, to celebrate, what did that have been? 25 years of Back to the Future? I was more.
Oh, wow.
See,
I don't think Michael J. Fox reaches your midsection.
That is the tallest Marty McFly that has ever lived.
Yeah.
I'm inside of a Blockbuster, by the way. That's how old
I
this
can
photo
tell.
is. That's Blockbuster.
Yeah, you're in the comedy section.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
So in this
everything
picture,
about
you have by showing us this picture, we have all effectively gone back in time.
There we
To
go.
the Huey Lewis song.
Dun, 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 dun.
Man, I freaking love Huey Lewis in the news.
Yeah, when sports came out in '83, though, they came into their own both commercially and critically.
I grew up listening to them with my dad. Constantly.
Aaron, did you chuckle at that? Thank you.
I understood that reference. Yeah,
Thank you.
I just watched that the other night.
American Psycho.
Yeah, Andrew, you got to watch American Psycho, dude.
Christian
The
Bale
one
is
with
just
Christian Bale?
yeah.
He kills Jared Leto. So I mean, it's
Two
great.
Huey Lewis in the news.
I think I saw it like 18 years ago.
You were
That'd
too
be
young.
around the right time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I caught it on TV like 18 years ago.
I have bad news. I once turned down going to a Huey Lewis concert.
Afraid
It was
I've
his
got
last
some
concert.
bad news.
It was the last concert he ever performed in this area because then he had to stop.
Oh,
I just didn't go.
that's your Mr. T at the mall story.
Wait, what's...
So there's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer tells a story where he goes, "This is just like that time when I had a chance to go see Mr. T at the mall. And I kept saying, I'll go a little later. I'll go a little later. And when I finally went, he was gone. And when I asked the man if he'd ever come back, he said he didn't know." That is one of my favorite Homer quotes. That and, Marge goes, "Homer, there's a man here to see you. Is it Batman?" "No, it's a scientist." "Batman's a scientist." "It's not Batman!"
Batman is a scientist.
Yeah. Those are good voices, dude. Like I would.
That was pretty solid.
I would listen to you do a reading of The Simpsons. Just
thanks. I do.
Show.
I mean, one of the things that I do with all of my scripts is I do I write it up and then I do a read through and I do like different voices to kind of like see like, okay, where would the emphasis be? That's like how I know what words to bold and things like that, because as I do the reading, I'm like, okay, this is where the emphasis would be. So this is
I do the same thing with my scripts with about 1/100th of the writing experience that you have.
Yeah, no, I mean it's the best advice I ever got is Tad Stone's. We'd created a new villain named the Juggernaut for Darkwing Duck, and then we ended up having to change the name last minute because Disney legal got weird and it was just a whole dumb thing. But Tad had read the original script and he goes, "I think the Juggernaut needs a little bit more personality." And he goes, so let me tell you this. He goes, when you create a new character, if you think of the voice actor or the actor that you would cast to play that character, that will help you inform their dialogue. So who in your head is the Juggernaut? And I said, Joe Pesci. And he goes, okay, go back and rewrite the script with Joe Pesci in mind.
Oh, okay.
And so and then that led to another joke too, where we did the whole Billy Bats thing with the go get your shoe shine box. And, so it's like the best advice I've ever had. So,
That's good advice.
And it really does help.
Pocket that. I'm pocketing that as we speak live on air, by the way. Thank you for that.
Did you just admit to theft on air?
Oh, you know what? I meant to mention this earlier. Roll Rat says Darkwing Duck needs a new game. There actually, it's not a video game, but there actually is a new game that's being kickstarted right now. It's a Darkwing Duck like Disney Afternoon game, and all of the artwork is done by James Silvani, who worked on Darkwing Duck with me. He was my partner in crime on our Darkwing Duck run. So all of the artwork is his. The game pieces are all drawn by him. I think they're going to be like little acetate game pieces of the different characters, and they're two-sided. So yeah, go check it out on Kickstarter. Just look up Disney Afternoon on Kickstarter, and it looks fantastic. I'm super excited about it. And if it does well, there's some really good stretch goals that I can't talk about that I know a little bit about. There's some really good stretch goals, and you would get to see future games drawn by James of other properties that you would love to see him draw. I guarantee it.
I'm trying to think of the most obscure Disney. Marsupilami. I want a Marsupilami board game.
There were two people that always asked us about that when I was working on the Disney stuff. You guys ever gonna do Marsupilami? And I was
that
like,
show was so weird.
I was like, the rights for that, or because I asked about it. I said, well, I'll find out if we have it's under our license. And Disney said it's under your license, but the rights are really weird. So it's like a big legal kind of wrangling, and it's probably not worth it for the 15 people that would want that comic book.
True. Okay. It's a small market. What about Bonkers?
Bonkers we got asked about a lot.
Totally nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I watched the crap out of that show. I had the VHSs.
So a writer named Jeffrey Golden actually had a really good pitch for a Bonkers comic. And what he wanted to do was he had a friend who looked like the cop. And so what he wanted to do is he wanted to go to real locations in the city, take pictures of his friend for all of the panels that had the cop in it, and have the cop be real like Roger Rabbit, and then Bonkers drawn in comic book style, and then some of the backgrounds and stuff to have like a little bit of artwork done over them. But that was his idea, and he was like, I'll go out, I'll do all the photography and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh man, I would have loved to have done that book, but we never got a chance to do it.
I would have bought it. There's so many of those good Disney Afternoon cartoons. We get too much DuckTales DuckTales and Goof Troop. I want other ones. We want diversity from Disney, right?
Yeah, we need some. We need Tailspin to make a comeback.
Oh, ayo. I mean,
I love that show.
it's not because you're here, Aaron, but Darkwing Duck was my go-to. That theme song still kicks ass.
Oh yeah, I mean, and I've heard so many good covers of it too. Like I've heard rock versions of it. I've heard it's really versatile.
It's got to
It's
be the
fantastic.
original for me. The "Let's Get Dangerous" part. That's yeah. I had so much fun watching that cartoon. I wasn't really like a Disney kid where I like watched I watched the movies, but I didn't watch them regularly like I watched Nickelodeon. But I would pop on those cartoons from time to time. Those were Grizzly Nightmare's right. Darkwing Duck's intro is fire. Yep.
Who's the cunning mind behind that shadowy disguise?
Oh, what the character? Fuck.
Somewhere some villain schemes, but his number's up.
It's up 3, 2, 1.
Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call DW. Man, they have that on lock. That like got in your head, and you like I still remember the whole song. All those Disney episodes, still remember every single one of those.
Crap out of that
Daring
show.
Duck of
I
Mystery.
honestly, all of the Duck shows, like Darkwing Duck. I watched DuckTales, Tailspin. Like those are just good cartoons, man.
They were
Okay.
They were fun.
I'll say to Sly C, Darkwing Duck is the better, has the better hook, but Gargoyle's intro does a better job of telling you everything you need to know to watch any episode. Like it just gives you the whole concept in that because it has more of the explanation, you know.
It also has Keith David
with the cool music. Yeah, always good. I will say this. So Andrew, I don't know if I've ever sent it to you, but anybody in the chat, there's some people saying that I love Darkwing Duck. And if any of you guys ever want to read the comic series that James Silvani and I did, hit me up online, give me your email, and I will send you a 412-page PDF of the Definitively Dangerous edition so that you can read it. It's out of print. I don't know that they want to. I don't know that. I think they're afraid to print it again. I've actually been told that they don't. That Disney doesn't like the fact that James and I are so associated with Darkwing Duck being our property, which it's really not. But like, I mean, our comic run was
still essentially theirs. You just had the definitive storytelling with it, and then like, if I was Disney, I'd say let's make money, right? Like,
yeah. But apparently, it's like they view it like another Don Rosa situation.
Oh, okay.
You know, and they don't like that, you know, because if Disney had its way, they would take all the creatives' names off of everything, and just have it be Disney. They don't want to give credit to anybody. It's kind of the mindset.
I don't like hearing that at all.
And of course, I make it worse by being the asshole that goes out and does the, you know.
You are
I'm
the
not saying
jerk.
that. Yeah, I'm not saying that anybody else working on that. You know, I do like the people that work on the book. What I dislike is this idea that they were the best people for the job. Because they're not. James and I are the best. We're the best in the world, and we've been the best since day one when we walked on and revived that character, and we've been hated and vilified by Disney ever since.
Hey, I watched that
Stick it to them and
moment
send me that
live on Raw.
I'd like to think the company will be better off when Bob Iger is dead, but let's be honest. So that's why I have the CM Punk logo on a shirt in purple, but instead of the two fists that he had in like AEW, it's the two crossed. Because James and I gave Darkwing 2 gas guns to kind of tie him a little bit more into the shadow, which was most of his original inspiration. But it's that crossed gas guns, and it says "Best in the World," and because that in the CM Punk kind of logo, because we are the best in the world.
I mean,
and if I can cross wrestlers, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
All right, here's a wrestling trivia question for you, Aaron, since you're bringing up all these quotes. What wrestler used the whole best in the world gimmick right before CM Punk? He's a main eventer, a world champion, a household name who's probably more famous than CM Punk. But CM
Is it
Punk
Chris Jericho?
It was Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
That was his angle.
Ayatollah of rock and roller.
Welcome to Monday Night Jericho.
Oh! It was Raw is Jericho.
Best
I loved Chris Jericho back then.
Best entrance, still one of the best debuts of any superstar ever in WWE.
Yeah. I love that, because then The Rock's like, after 4 boring minutes, blah, 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 you don't even have the audacity to introduce yourself. What is your name?
I told you already.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Dude, their chemistry was insane.
Jericho said he said in interviews that he kind of blew it. He goes my facial expressions ended up being goofy, and he goes, and I think that killed a lot of my momentum with Vince, and then I had to build myself back up. But I mean, how could you deny that promo? That promo was great. I love what he says. You raise your grubby fat little fist in the air and shout, "Go Jericho, go!"
I started watching wrestling a few weeks after Jericho debuted, so I didn't ever catch him, or I didn't watch wrestling before he was around. But
so you didn't see any of his WCW work?
I have now, but I was a little kid back then. I may have caught a random Nitro, because my cousins were big into WCW. The only guy I thought was cool back in the day was Sting. I thought the NWO was all right, but like Goldberg, still not a fan of Bill Goldberg.
You see him bitching about like Asuka breaking his record. It's like, Bill, it's an imaginary record.
Yeah, wrestling
that was pumped up. You didn't even wrestle that many guys.
Yeah. It's like week 1, undefeated. Week 2, 2 matches undefeated. Week 3, well, Goldberg has 74-0 now. He's had a bunch of matches since you've last watched Nitro 6 days ago. Whatever.
You do like 8 matches a night? What the hell happened?
I mean, when they're 13 seconds long, dude, come on. Bring them on. If you're going to pay me like $5,000 to wrestle for 13 seconds, I will wrestle for like an hour straight and just, cut my career short in a couple years.
So it's pretty obvious that Jericho's going back to WWE.
Yeah.
All signs point to him going back. So here's my question. Does he come out to the old Break the Walls Down music, or does he come out to Judas?
He goes Break the Walls Down, because
it's gotta be.
What happens with a lot of these guys, and when they go back to the WWE, is they go on these like nostalgia runs, because they don't have much in them left. But They go in, they bring back all the hits, everybody has a good time, and then they retire, and then they're part of the merchandise forever. So it's like, after Jericho returns and he retires, Chris Jericho will be in every wrestling game moving forward, and you'll get Break the Walls Down, you'll get this, you'll get that. I think that will always be forever associated with his AEW run, and it's more of an independent thing. But that being said, though, that song Judas is pretty damn good. I have listened to it a lot. I've actually seen Chris Jericho in concert before.
Yeah, no, I love Judas, and the one I went to 2 AEW shows before it completely fell off a cliff. It's while Punk was still there, and and it man, like he would come out to Judas and everybody sings it, and it's electric. It's really cool. It's a good song.
It really is. When I went and saw him, this was back in 2010, so he was still at the WWE, so he didn't perform anything like that, but it was a cool show. The guy, Rich the Duke Ward, who's in Fozzy, is one of the coolest dudes I've ever met, like rock star wise. That guy was awesome. So, folks, if you ever go to a show and you see Fozzy, go talk to Rich the Duke Ward. That guy will talk your ear off. He's super friendly. Jericho's cool too, but Rich the Duke
Ward. When I met Jericho, he came out to Frankensons and did a signing. And,
nice.
And so I went over.
Weekend, actually.
Did you really?
He was at the con I was at. I was like, "Hey, it's Jericho." And he just looked over and nodded at us.
At San Diego, I walked right past Punk going in the opposite direction down one of the aisles. It's like I was walking and I see like there's like some security, and I'm like that are coming my way, and I'm like, "What's this? What's this about?" And then Punk was pushing like Larry in a little stroller thing, and Larry's his dog, for those of you who don't know. And I just we just happened to like make eye contact, and I was like, "What's up, Punk?" And he like just gave me the nod, like, "Hey," and I was like, "Good enough for me."
Yeah, I met him. He was a dickhole, so.
Was he? He was cool when Jesse Snyder met him, so I don't know. You might have got him on the.
No,
I always give people.
I paid for a WrestleMania thing. I paid a couple $100 to meet. I didn't go like see him on the street because I know he's a douche about that. I went to a special WrestleMania signing, and he was nice to the people in front of me, and he was nice to the guy, my friend, behind me. But he was a dick to me. He singled me out. So from that moment on, I was like, I will never buy CM Punk merchandise.
Did he think you were The Rock?
Oh God! Absolutely
or part of the
not.
family? Are you part of the bloodline?
He's like,
that'd be really funny if he like secretly hated me because he thought I was related to them. I'm like, okay.
He's like, hey, Dwayne. You're like, what? I'm Jeff.
I'm like, look, I love The Rock, but don't make me hate him. Just that's the way you get me to hate The Rock. People just are like making fun of him to me. It's like, I don't care. I'll tell you this though. in the future when The Rock dies, I dread getting all the fucking social media messages and all the phone calls. People are like, "Did you hear The Rock died?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I know. It's not a big deal to me. I don't know him personally. He's not really my cousin.
It's a big for me now.
I'm connected to the internet. I'm aware.
Yeah,
People are going to be asking me 15 years afterwards if I had heard it happened.
Yeah, but you might not be in the know. I'll be getting a phone call like a couple hours later, like, "Hey, did you hear The Rock died?" I'm like, "No, I'm sleeping. It's 3 a.m.
I know he's my favorite too.
Yeah, but
you're just far more knowledgeable in wrestling than I am. Though I am. It's funny at the Rippaverse. Like we have a bunch of wrestling fans in the Rippaverse team, like our actual in-house team, and they talk about it regularly. I don't, but I do have like an under the radar amount of knowledge when it comes to wrestling, to where every now and then I'll like chime in, be like, "What the heck? Like where did that come from?" And I'm
Andrew,
like,
"Are you like on the premises? Are you like on the premises at Rippaverse each day? Is that
no, I go into our so I have an office and I go into the warehouse, our HQ, usually every Wednesday. Sometimes other days as well, but it just depends on what the need is. Most of the time I work like where you see me right now is where I am from about 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Sans like breaks.
because I didn't know how, like, if you guys had like a bullpen that you were at every day.
No, typically Wednesday is when all of like the leads or executives will go into the office. That way we can have like an in-person meeting, and it just kind of like, it's important to have like kind of like cohesion, right? And see each other physically. We'll grab lunch and things like that, and say hi to the warehouse team, the fulfillment team, because they do a lot of hard work. They do the non-fun work, right? Like a bunch of us do some non-fun work as well, but like they don't have any fun work. They're handling fulfillment, they're handling orders, they're handling shipping. Like that's the stuff that no creative wants to actually deal with.
Who are you telling? I do that shit. It sucks. Like, I'm happy to get the books out to people. Don't get me wrong, but it's like you wake up at 6, I make a pot of coffee, and I'm like, all right, today is the day where I stuff stickers into sleeves for 4 hours, and then I go to YouTube stuff. And then it's like, today is the day where I put fucking posters in a plastic sleeve with cardboard. And like, this isn't a gripe because I'm living my dream. I'm very happy, folks, but I want this next campaign to be even more successful so I can get more space, because I like have boxes of books all over. Like, there are toys here, but in the back corner is Woke Busters and plastic sleeves and all that shit. So I'm feeling your pain, or those people's pain.
No, I mean backer. I mean, I get it, because it is the not fun part.
Sounds to me like both of y'all just want to jump in on Ripascend.
I mean, that's
have us handle all that for you.
That's certainly a consideration. Like, I would rather have it go to Ripascend and then just fly out and sign everything I need to sign and like hang out and then have it all, taken care of.
Grab drinks, grab lunch, you sign some books.
Mm-hmm.
We handle printing as well. That's an optional thing. Like, if you want us to, because there's a bunch. This isn't meant to be a Ripascend pitch thing, but the Too Long Didn't Read it's based on your needs or what you want. So if you just want an online storefront, we can do that. If you want campaign hosting, we can do that. If you want us to handle fulfillment, like distribution, we can do that. If you want us to handle printing, we can do that. Like, it really just depends.
So hypothetically, let's say. And this isn't a commercial, folks. This is me just asking a question.
No, I have some questions too, but this is interesting.
Let's just say I wanted to use your fulfillment service, but I had my shipment of books sent to you. Is that like a possibility?
I think so.
All right.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I mean, that would absolutely make sense. That's generally how fulfillment works.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I would want to do, is I'd want to say, like, okay, I'm going to send all the books to you, and here's the orders, and you guys can assemble the orders, and here's all the add-ons. Except for these very specific ones that I have to handle, because I have to handle all of the statues.
I have to do all the remarks.
Yeah, I mean, I would be willing to fly out for that too, just to,
I wouldn't be able to stop hanging out with Andrew, though. If I'm supposed to be drawing, 500 remarks and Andrew's there, I'm going to be like, shit, man. I don't want to shortchange people, but I
No,
also
I mean,
never
that's cool.
met you in
That's why
person.
you go for
It just
multiple
means
days.
I would just be the guy that, like, I'm Ben because I'm the social media manager. I'd be filming you signing and, you know, doing the remarks on your covers and things like that. And then, you know, I could shoot you those videos and you'd be posting those on your social media and we'd be posting them on, I say we, the royal we, it's really me because I'm the one who runs all the accounts. I'd be posting it on the Ripascend social media, and that's really what it would be.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk. I'm always wanting to get myself out in front of the entire world.
Yeah, the client that I'm doing Vengeance of Vincent Spector for, I'm doing the writing
good name.
and yeah, it's well, yeah, it was so
That's
he had
a
Vincent
really
Spector.
good name.
Yeah, so he had Vincent Spector because he came up with this character and he came up with this story, and he originally in his mind he was calling it the Spectre, but then he was like, DC's got a Spectre.
I was about to say,
And so
yeah.
the book was called.
I mean, like, if I decided to make my my speedster called the Flash or Flash,
right,
maybe not do that.
yeah, maybe not. That might cause some problems. So, but then he liked the cadence of Vincent Spector, and so when he pitched it to me, the book was called Chronicles of Vincent Spector, and so then I suggested Vengeance of Vincent Spector because of course I like alliteration, and
alliteration is one of my favorite parts of comic books.
Oh, it's so great. And that's why the first the subtitle of Doomface #1 is Darkly Dawns Our Doom. And it's also a Darkwing Duck reference because the first Darkwing Duck episode was called Darkly Dawns the Duck.
I almost leveraged alliteration with my speedster's like real name, and I was talked out of it. But I almost did it. I wanted to. It was my first choice. The other thing that wound up being the actual character's full name, or at least his first and last name, Zephyr Arland, that was like my second choice. But my first choice was an alliterative name, both being starting with Z. Because I was trying. Part of his DNA is meant to be Peter Parker, and so I was like trying to lean into that type of thing, you know, Peter Parker, Wally West, you know,
Does your character have a bully?
Yeah,
because your bully could have called that character ZZ Top, and it would have been a joke.
Yeah.
And called him gay.
Oh, what a freaking missed opportunity! God dang it, that's amazing.
It's missing the beard that really makes ZZ Top, but you can still do that.
Oh no, you have the bully say like, "Yeah, I'd call you ZZ Top, but you seem like more of a bottom to me."
Thank you. That's what I'm
going for. Perfect. That would have been perfect. See, this is why I like to spend time with people who are like real writers and know what they're doing, and I'm trying to bullshit my way through it.
We're not writers. We just play one on TV.
Well, because like his hair is something that is actually made fun of because it's messy. It's like spiky, but it's also messy. It looks like even the freaking principal makes fun of his hair. You know, it's like, could you do something here? Like, what are we doing? You know, like that would have actually been hilarious to lean into that.
There's always time. You could do another character and call him ZZ Top.
I am going to pocket that. I am absolutely going to pocket that. Thank you. That is a wonderful idea.
But alliteration is so I don't know that I have a lot of characters that I've named with alliteration, but on Darkwing, obviously, the two most fun things about writing his dialogue is getting to do all of the "I am the terror that flaps in the night," you know. And then you get to write the second line, you know, "I'm the broken lock on the bathroom door of crime," or you know, whatever it is that you do. Like sometimes I write on people's books and at cons I'll say like, "I am the smell in the convention hall that you dare not inhale," you know, like things like that. That are kind of like themed to where I'm at or what I'm doing. But that's number one. And then the second is the alliteration, you know, because you get to, and so like, when I send you the Definitively Dangerous edition, you'll see it's packed with alliteration. And sometimes like people will be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that you strung that many words together and had it all make sense." Like it still works.
That's wonderful. I love that so much.
I might do.
I'm so thankful to be surrounded by such talented people. That's amazing.
You're one of them, brother. Just accept it, and you know.
I'm building. I'm trying to hone that skill. Someday I'll be as talented, hopefully, God willing.
Well, I think
as
honestly, this isn't even about honing a skill. And I've heard Stan Lee say this. I've heard other writers say it. Lived experiences make you a better writer.
That's true.
Like when I drove across the country once, all kinds of shit happened, and it was just cool stuff, like daily mundane things, places you go, things you see. Like Andrew, that's what I would suggest if you're ever like looking for writing advice, and we're not trying to like tell you like, oh, you know, use an adjective here, this and that. Just like go do shit. Like Go to a festival, like a music festival that you're not even interested in, and just people watch. Like, go to a mall, go to a weird craft fair, go to where people that you don't normally hang out with are, and just listen to them talk. You might hear crazy shit, you might get ideas. Go to strange places, see things, try things out. Hell, go to the mountains and, I don't know, shoot a gun, do shit like that. But just go live a life.
Why not?
Go yodel. Go yodel yourself.
Well, comics were always best when they were written by people who had a lot of life experience, whether you were a guy who had gone to war and like done all these things and, visited other countries and seen other cultures. And, you were able to pull all that into your writing, or you were like an Ann Nesenti who had, she brought a lot of like real New Yorker experience and like a different perspective. So, that's what you had. Now, unfortunately, at Marvel and DC, they're just hiring these writers that like, they haven't done anything. They've just lived inside their little bubble. They've had the most pampered lives imaginable, but they're all somehow oppressed, even though they live in the most, the most secure
most prosperous era and prosperous country in the world. Yeah. Well, that's the difference between self-insertion, which we look down upon, and leveraging life experience, right? Like what we see today and what we look down upon traditionally as like fans of the thing, even as writers, self-insertion tends to happen far more often than not, at least in the mainstream, and I guess a lot of indies as well, with people who, like, just as you said, Aaron, they don't have any real actual life experience or lived experience. They're like just literally inserting themselves and their own life and their own personality into a character, and that person, they've done nothing in their life and they've experienced nothing in their life, and therefore that character is boring and there's nothing to that character. That's completely different from having a lived experience and experiencing the world, experiencing life, and then taking little bits and pieces of that and saying, okay, I can leverage this thing in this character, and then this thing in that character. And then you get personalities, then you get differing things, as opposed to, I'm just going to make this character literally me, but putting them in a fantasy world, and I'm boring as crap, so now therefore this character is as well. And that's one of those is a correct way of doing that, because I think every person who has written a character worthy of merit and worthy of like rereading and of interest has put something either of themselves or something that they connected with more than another writer with that character into that character and into that story, right? Like Chuck Dixon did that with the Bat Family, and other writers have done that, but they honed in on different facets of the character. And that was them leveraging parts of their own life into that character, but that's not Chuck Dixon saying, I'm putting on the cowl and now Batman is me, right? Like that's completely different.
Yeah, it's taking an experience and then saying, okay, so how does this experience, like here's Batman, here's this character, here's his set of immutable traits, here's his personality, here's what he would do in any situation. So now this thing that I've experienced that I can now apply to the Bat universe, I'm not necessarily applying my version of it, but I'm saying like, here's a situation that I encounter and that I know, and now here's how it fits in with Batman and his mythos and how he reacts to it is different.
What do I bring to the table with my own life experience that can actually work within Batman's character?
And your friends' experiences too, like things that you've lived with through them, or stories that they've told you. You're like, oh, that would make an interesting wrinkle for this character. I said I've never written a character that is a self-insert. I live with myself every day. I don't find myself interesting. I find other people interesting. I'm bored with myself. So the last thing I want to do is insert myself into a book. But what I will do is I'll take little experiences and little like bits. Like there's for example, the character of Notorious K.I.D., Spam in the book, some of the things that he says about his family life is drawn from like an exaggerated version of mine. Like when Captain Smash says to him, like, you look familiar. Did I know your mother? And Spam says, it's possible. A lot of people have known my mother. It's like that's an exaggerated version of my life. Something that or a friend of mine's life.
I did the same thing in the first Dealing Solo because it talks about Kendo's dad, how he starved him and shit, and how it builds character. I'm just going based off like stuff Kendo would talk about with his dad. Yeah, people like we just like pause and look at each other because he would tell us these stories and nothing's like weird or like inappropriate. We tell him on the air, but I always expound upon that and try to, I don't know. For me, I make everybody fleshed out. And the one thing you're talking about, not writing self-insert characters, one thing I fucking hate is drawing myself. It's so weird. Like, because I'm not self-conscious. I'm more particular. It's like, did I get this right or that right? And I don't know. I'm too critical. And I just don't, want to be in the stuff, but I am.
I'm easy to draw. You just draw an egg, and then you put a beard on it, and then you're like, well, and then draw some glasses, and you're like, well, there's Aaron.
Dude, you're joking, but Nick is the easiest person to draw in the book. You draw a rhombus weird shape for his head, and you put a beard on it, and then you just fill in a face. It's like, oh my God, it's my friend.
Any face will do.
Same with Kendo. It's like you draw, he's got a more rounded face. You just put a big pair of glasses on him and give him the right swoop of hair, and holy shit, it looks like him. So
see, your friend, if he was a Batman villain, he would be every face.
Yeah, there you go. The most basic Batman villain of all time. You think... So this is weird. I know this is an odd comment to make, but clearly we're doing our new gimmick where we talk about everything but the show, and we're going to read a message from our audience in just a second from our friend Layden Swallow. But you think it's like oddly quiet for Batman right now? I don't feel like he's, a big part of everything. Like, it just, I don't know.
No, there's like 75 Batman books out. Like, an Absolute got some chatter a couple of weeks ago because Antifa Warren Johnson decided to do a Batman choking out ice.
He was doing like a commission or something like that for somebody.
Batman.
Yeah, he did a commission for somebody. Yeah, so it's Batman like choking out an ICE agent.
Oh, and it was an art commission. It wasn't in the book.
No, but don't worry, he's doing an annual that's all about Batman fighting white supremacists. He put it out online. And then, of course, it got a bunch of attention. And then, of course, fellow Antifa supporter Scott Snyder, the writer of the Absolute Batman, was retweeting it. And I was just like, these are the softest men in the world. Like, it's like they go and they talk about,
that's why the women left him.
Yeah, I went out to the No Kings rally, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you would be the first person to live on your knees. You are the last person who would die on your feet if there was actual tyranny.
Yeah, it annoys me so much because I genuinely enjoy probably most of what Scott Snyder has written in terms of Batman, and that includes Absolute Batman, which is an Elseworlds. Because I think, and I'm normally just, it's funny, long story short, my buddy whom every Thursday night I do a weekly comic book review show with, he was like super jazzed about the Absolute Universe. He was super hyped for it, kept talking up, and was like, man, He talks about it all the time. He laughs because my response was, I'm glad you're excited for that, man. Because I was not. I could not have cared less. I really couldn't. Because I don't typically like Elseworld stories. I don't like alternate universe stories. I don't care about multiverses. And then I read Absolute Batman 1, and Absolute Superman 1, and Absolute Wonder Woman 1. I was like, I found myself in this really weird place where I was like, I don't like multiverses. I don't like Elseworlds. Just in isolation, these are enjoyable stories. But Scott Snyder he's written some of my favorite stories in the last couple of decades. Like, I loved Court of Owls. I loved Night of Owls. Like, he wrote he was like one of the only things worthwhile in the New 52 DC era, right?
Yeah, then he wrote Zero Year and shit all the every bit.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. Let's fair.
I stopped buying Batman comics because of Zero Year. Like, I thought it was that bad, and
that's good because then that allowed you to miss Tom King's run.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
You missed
I don't know anything
Tom
about
King's
him.
run. Oh, that's okay.
You'd be begging for Zero Year after reading Tom King's run.
Oh, God in heaven.
That's the No King's protest that everybody should have been going to. No Tom King on any superhero that you love.
Next time there's one of those rallies, I'm going to tweet all day about using the hashtag, and it's just about his Batman, how much I hate it. Like, I know that Batman got left at the altar.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's the one.
After they encouraged shops to do a midnight wedding, for like a wedding celebration.
Over shops so bad with that. That was the biggest bait and switch for retailers I've ever seen.
And the worst part is, so this is what happened, Jeff. Retailers do like a wedding, celebration, at your shop, midnight for the release.
They were trying to put on the level of like Peter marrying MJ or Clark marrying Lois.
And then a few days before all that, things have been booked. Retailers are doing it. They put money into it. DC leaks it out that Batman and Catwoman don't actually get married, that she leaves him at the altar.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of the wind has been sucked out of that story.
Yep.
And sucked out of that event. And these retailers went and spent money to like put on a thing. You know, some of them ordered wedding cakes even.
That is really disappointing, but really funny.
It's like, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, man, like that's kind of funny in retrospect, but like at the time, for those retailers that were like being pumped up to like make this a big celebratory thing, that's effed, man. Like that's messed up.
Yeah.
Like you were so deceptive with your marketing tactics there, and nobody was happy about that decision. The retailers weren't, the fans weren't. Me, I'm like, yeah, I hate that it was a bait and switch, but I freaking can't stand Selena Kyle to begin with, and I don't think she and Bruce belong together anyway.
Well, especially not written the way that Tom King wrote them, because they were so obsequiously obnoxious.
Yes, like that, but that was just really compounded on top of how I already felt. Because to me, that was, I looked at it the same way as I looked at like Peter and Felicia. Like that's definitionally like a toxic relationship. You are making this person worse. You are making the hero a worse person by being with them and being around them.
So much fun.
I don't care if she's hot. I don't care if they were having fun. Like you can have the fun fling stories. Like those are fun, right? But like that's not the person they
again. Drawn on experience, Andrew. We've all had that. We've all had that fling. We've all had that person that's terrible for us. That like
I've
is
never
in our
had
bloodstream.
a fling with a femme fatale. I'm sorry.
You've never
in a cat suit.
Have you ever been with somebody who
Mary?
was
Where's
just,
the cat suit?
Just awful for you.
Yes,
but like they're in your bloodstream.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, my favorite stories though were the ones where like Spider-Man would be like hanging out with the Black Cat, but then Peter Parker would be hanging out with Mary Jane. I'm like, okay, that's how superheroing works. Got it.
That's right. It's all role play, man. It's like split personalities.
Yeah. Not in real life though. Sorry. No, I'm just thinking how messed up a lot of the comic stuff has been for years. That's why I take Scripps advice. I've been reading Bronze Age Batman when I do read comics. I read one where there was this cult that tried to resurrect some guy, and then Batman had to fight a little kid, and the kid died at the end of the book. Like, Batman didn't kill a child, but he, like, let him fall off a balcony because he was pure evil. I was like, this is a weird-ass Batman story. I love it.
I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
That's right.
Unironically, that's my favorite line from any Batman movie. I love Batman Begins, and I love that scene because he's just like, boom, he throws his bat grenade down, flies out of the back of the train, and Liam Neeson just prays. He's like, yep, this is it. And then he has a good fiery death.
I remember watching Batman Begins.
Ra's al Ghul.
He's great. I remember watching the movie, and I was like, wait, that guy's Ra's al Ghul? You know, I was like when and I know they call him Ra's al Ghul in the movie, but like I would say Raish because that's the
Race would be the proper pronunciation. For the longest time when I was younger, I did pronounce it Raj.
Yeah, so I'm watching the movie and I'm like, well, but Liam Neeson looks like him. Like why did they do this? And then they kill off the
Ken Watanabe. Yeah.
Thank you. In my head, I kept saying Getty Watanabe, and I'm like, that's not right. That's Long Duck Dong. That'd be great, right? Oh, Batman, you're so stupid. That'd be amazing. So,
could you imagine that with Adam West Batman? That crossover?
Oh, that'd be great. I would kill for that. But and then when they
Sora AI.
When they killed Ken, and then they kept, he saves Ducard. I was like, maybe they're bait and switching me. And then when he showed up later, I was like, oh, good, because he was a great choice.
Mm-hmm. I saw that movie when I came back from when I was in high school. My mom's like, you're going to go to Spain with your school trip, so she made me save money and go to Spain. And at first I was like, I don't want to go. But the one thing I liked it, but I remember being over there and they had all the Batman ads like everywhere, like on the side of like buildings. And that was the first thing I did when I came back to America is to see Batman, and I don't regret it. Like I love that movie. I don't like where the trilogy ends, but that is a great starter. I
remember it got off to a really slow start because people still remembered Batman and Robin.
As they should.
There was like still a bad taste in people's mouth, and it's like, and I didn't even go see it on the opening week. Like it took a couple of weeks where people going like, no, dude, it's good. Before I was like, all right, I'll go see it, and then I loved it.
I snuck my Batman branded Dr. Pepper into the theater and went and saw the movie with my mom. And she's like, that was a really good Batman. Like, she still talks about that to this day. If Batman ever comes up, she's like, the one where he tells his backstory. I just love that movie. Everybody seems to like that one. I think that'll be a film that'll get reassessed in the future and will be looked at even more kindly, because it came out in that weird window where it's post X-Men and Spider-Man, where X-Men is dark and black and more Matrix-like, but Spider-Man's a little more bright and colorful. And now it's the MCU world where we accept, well, we're in a post MCU world, thankfully, but it's the world where we accept the comic book accuracy and we accept Uatu the Watcher and all this random bullshit in the books. And I think that because that movie is so much more comic accurate and comic booky, that I think that one will be looked at eventually as like top 2 or 3 contender, as it should be. To me, it's tied for 1. I can't decide what's actually better. I love 89. It's a great movie, 10 out of 10. But Begins has so much value to it, and it just feels like Batman.
Begins is my favorite Batman film. After that, though, and even parts of it after that, I think honestly, the script you've mentioned this on the show before a number of times, that it feels more like a James Bond film than it does a Batman film.
Nolan loves James Bond more than anything, and he decided that's how he's going to do Batman. And you can take a look at all the characters he used in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, and you can find their James Bond counterparts quite easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it works in some places and then doesn't in others if you're trying to be true to Batman.
Yes. I mean, I would say this. The Batman Begins is the best out of those 3 films. And I enjoyed
absolutely.
The Dark Knight a lot, but it takes a lot of liberties with the characters, and it has Batman break the one rule that he talks about never breaking in that thing by way of Harvey Dent. And on top of that, it's kind of pro communist and state control, because it's with the byproduct of what happens in The Dark Knight Rises, they use the death of Harvey Dent to take control of the city and exercise laws that are actually infringing on the freedoms and rights of people that Batman would never agree to as a character. So, yeah.
It also doesn't make sense because you could just blame all the deaths on the Joker. And no one would, no one would bat an eye. They'd be like, yeah. Did you see this guy?
The other part too is like putting 2 boats against each other, one full of prisoners and one full of civilians, is more of a Two-Face type of thing. Although I do understand the more morbid aspect of it that Joker would use to make the choice. But the whole idea is that Two-Face is psychologically damaged, that he makes all the most important decisions by the flip of a coin. And what better big type of artificial flip of a coin than have a good boat and a bad boat, and whatever one blows up is the action that he's going to do later on a bigger scheme type of thing. But then again, right. Christopher Nolan has never done research for anything he's ever worked on ever in his entire life. He makes it up as he goes. And if you want further proof of that, take a look at what he's doing with The Odyssey, where you can tell that he kind of just knows a tertiary understanding of it and not really what the story is about.
I remember I watched The Dark Knight with my friend Marie again recently. And, we had seen it in theaters and but she's not like a huge Batman fan, but we're watching it and, she was interested in it. But we got to the end and she's like, you know what? She goes, I'm not buying the Two-Face thing. She's like, I get that he burned half his face off. I get that his girlfriend's dead. She goes, but the man that they presented up to this point, I don't think that they sold me on him being willing to kill James Gordon's kid. She's like, I just don't buy it. And I was like, that's fair. That's fair. I completely, I can completely see where you're coming from on that. But yeah,
the animated series did it better because they showed us a version where Harvey Dent was being pulled apart by the emotional things they want to do versus the moral things he wanted to do. And we never got that in The Dark Knight at all. Actually, Aaron Eckhart was given a role where he's literally a white knight. And then all of a sudden he gets, burned partially alive, and then Rachel dies and he automatically flips. It didn't really exploit the whole one bad day aspect that Alan Moore presented back in the late 80s.
Killing Joke. Yeah. I do like his line though about you'll get the same chance that she got. And it's like so there's some really good lines in there with Two-Face.
But he ripped that off of Goldeneye. Because that's what James Bond
that's right.
James Bond. I gave you 3 minutes, the same 3 minutes you gave me.
That's true. That's true. Oh, see, it is all James Bond.
Yep.
I can't be mad though, because James Bond's the shit. So
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna steal from the best, right?
Yeah, I've been going through those 4Ks. There's only 6 of them that are out, but It looks great. It actually made me rewatch Diamonds Are Forever, and I didn't hate it. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. It's the first time I've had a positive viewing of it, I think, since the first time I ever watched it. So maybe Nolan could do a Bond movie that doesn't suck, because we're kind of in the era of James Bond sucks, and I would rather them not make any more than make more bad ones.
That's how I feel about. That's how I feel about Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, technically, like, what was it? Oh gosh, Inception was the closest thing he had to a James Bond movie after Batman series. Because it's
especially the snow scene that was like On Her Majesty's Secret Service,
which is Nolan's favorite Bond film. And then on top of that, but now that he's over at Universal, essentially, or is it Sony? I can't remember which of the two. Yeah, Amazon's not going to touch him. And they've already been burned by his brother, because Jonathan Nolan and his wife have made a lot of stinkers for them over the last few years.
Yeah, but there's no, like, who'd they get? Denis Villeneuve or whatever his name is.
Denis Villeneuve, yeah.
He's the new Bond director, which, fine. But everybody was up that dude, was it Cary Fukunawa's ass, like, years ago? Like, oh my God, he's such a visionary. And he produced the worst piece of shit ever from the James Bond movies. Like, I just think you need to get Martin Hamill back and reboot it.
Did he do
again.
Quantum of Solace?
No Time to Die.
Oh, that's so... I haven't seen.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I had no time to watch.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that or Spectre. So
don't.
I've been told that I might like
complaints
Spectre.
About Spectre. It's got some good action scenes and it's very James Bondian.
But it's very throwback James Bond.
I've been told that I'll probably enjoy Spectre, but to skip No Time to Die if I have respect for myself.
Well, you know what's kind of horribly fascinating about the Daniel Craig era of Bond is that it starts from the start of his being a 00 and it goes to the end of him being 00, but you never really get a movie that's just him strictly on a mission. There's always just something else there.
Yeah, and he's like getting told he's a dinosaur and a relic of like the Cold War, and I'm like, hasn't he been Bond for like 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, no,
that relic of the Cold War, bro. Like, how do you think I am?
That's right. The relic of the Cold War is the.
Because remember, this Daniel Craig James Bond is like, the Cold War is over. He's not a Cold War spy. He's dealing with post 9/11 terror and stuff like that. He's chasing down bomb makers in Africa. And it's when you take the fun out of something, because I believe they were chasing the Batman. It's weird. Nolan rips off James Bond, but James Bond ripped off Batman with the reboot. Just so happened to be like right after that one. They're like the success of a reboot. You didn't need to reboot Pierce Brosnan's James Bond movie. Everyone goes, but it was a flop. No, his last movie it was the most successful one up to date. Like, all of his movies continually made more. They were all hits. So just because like internet sensibilities changed about wanting grim dark bullshit post Bourne Identity doesn't really make that argument valid. It's just kind of like a bad opinion. But those things don't hold up. Like, we're in a weird economic time, we're in a weird political time, a weird social time, but people are going back to watch fun, lighthearted, out of this world, over the top shit. I don't know if we'll ever go back to that grim dark, everything's got to be deconstructed and gritty era.
No, I'm so tired. I think you're right. I think everybody's so tired of that.
I'm over character deconstructionism. It's the worst stupid crap that ever caught on.
It comes in generations. It's getting harder and harder for it to have staying power now, because I think there's about 3 generations of film periods that you can do this. You had the 1950s, which is kind of the first one. You had a period in the early 70s where they did that, and then you have this recent period that we had, which was the largest gap between the 70s and basically 2009 would probably be the actual point where deconstruction just kind of really took off. So with all of this data behind us to say, hey, look at this, we shouldn't be doing that. It's still going to happen, but it's going to be less frequent. It's almost running in parallel to the craze of the 3D movies and 3D experiences, which, you know, it's a short-term gimmick, and they bring it around every 10 to 15 years. And every 10 to 15 years, you get that big peak of interest in, seeing a movie in 3D. And then people realize, oh, wait, this just doesn't really do anything more for the experience.
No, in a lot of ways, it takes away because the screen is darker. You're seeing less of it.
And
you're not paying attention to the whole thing.
And like if you're like myself and Aaron here, you don't want to wear 3D glasses over top of your actual glasses so you can see the movie.
It sucks.
I saw Tron in 3D. I had to get up during the credits and tell the the front desk, like, hey, this movie's out of focus. Like, even today, you'd think they would have perfected the 3D presentation. It's more of a hassle than it is anything else. Like, yeah. I hated that. And I hated deconstruction, man. The thing I find interesting, though, is a lot of people that were really gung-ho on the deconstruction angle and just that general era of darkness, we'll just call it the grittiness.
Wannabe Alan Moore's?
Well, yeah, but of that movie era, like the early 2000s or late 2000s, I find that those people didn't really know about said properties before, and they didn't stick around after. It's like they liked that one specific thing, and then they left, even though it got more of the specific version. Like, Batman isn't bright and fun like it used to be. What?
Snyderites.
No, I wasn't even thinking about them. I completely forgot about Zack Snyder.
I tried to. But, I mean, you have a pine cone kicked up your ass backwards for 4 hours. It's hard to forget.
No, what I mean is, like, the culture war around the Snyder Cut and versus James Gunn and all of that, I think that died quick. Like, the people in the beginning...
Oh, I don't care about the, like, Gunn versus Snyder thing. I don't like Gunn. I like the first Guardians film a lot. I like things about the second and the third one. But I'm not a Gunn fan at all. Like, the first Guardians film is the only movie of his that I genuinely like a lot. Otherwise, I don't care for him. I hated his Suicide Squad film.
Didn't stay sober enough to finish it.
I genuinely hated that film. I was like, this feels like a dude is jerking himself off.
Oh, then definitely don't watch Peacemaker season 2, because that's all
I have zero interest in season 1 or 2 of that, because I didn't like that character in his Suicide Squad film.
Season 1 has one scene that I really liked, and it's Vigilante, who is not written as Vigilante in the comic books, of course, because that's not what James Gunn does. It's his own version of Vigilante.
No, he doesn't.
But he's in jail, and he's messing with Peacemaker's dad, because he knows Peacemaker's dad is like been shitty like his whole life, and that's why Peacemaker's a piece of shit. And so he's like sitting down with him and like the white supremacists, and he's like, and he's the new guy in prison, and then he starts in with like, hey, you know, it'd be a fun exercise. Let's go around the table and let's name our favorite contribution to to American society that African Americans have made. And like he gets them all riled up. And then ends up beating the shit out of all of them. And then Peacemaker's dad, who is Robert Patrick, is like, who the hell are you? And he's like, I'm the guy that's about to F you in the A so hard that your ass is going to drag behind you like a tail. Like, and it's just like, but it's just a good scene of like these. I like any scene where you got a bunch of guys that are normally tough. So these white supremacist prison guys, they're used to being intimidating. They're used to being, the toughest guys in the room. And then here comes Vigilante, who looks like a straight up nerd, but he just takes them all apart. It's like if you've ever seen the movie Near Dark, which is a really good vampire movie, but it's basically about white trash vampires. And there's a scene where the white trash vampires, led by Lance Henriksen, Jeanette Goldstein is his wife, and Bill Paxton is one of them. So like most of the characters from Aliens, most of the Marines from Aliens, they go into this bar, and it's this tough biker bar. And they're not intimidated at all because, of course, they're vampires. And the bikers don't know what's going on because they're used to having people be afraid of them. They're tough guys. And then the vampires, of course, just completely take them apart. And it's just like, I love scenes like that. So I liked that scene in the first Peacemaker. But that's about the only thing that I remember from it, aside from a bunch of shit that annoyed the hell out of me.
I didn't watch any of it, and I'm not going to because
don't bother.
John Cena.
I'm not a John Cena fan. I also, like I said, I hated Peacemaker and Gunn's Suicide Squad film. I already hated him, but then like I hated him 10 times more when he killed Rick Flag, because he was one of the only characters that I actually liked in that movie.
Yeah,
I was like, oh well, screw this guy. Like, let's throw him into a wood chipper. I absolutely hate him now.
Oh well, season 2 actually it addresses that pretty deeply, and I mean, you can hate John Cena all you want. He's a better actor than The Rock.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
And
That's
season
fine.
2
I still
has-
hate that character.
Yeah,
Well,
season
he's
2 has
even-
a lot of problems because James Gunn's focus of what he thinks is important did not resonate or was in sync with what people liked about the first season of Peacemaker or the character in general. And it was a lot more setup than payoff. And Peacemaker season 2, along with Superman, and I think the first half of Lanterns were all being shot at the same time. And I think we saw reasons
Multitasking.
why those 3 products were not as peak as we were expecting them to be. Like Superman, I felt was great, but over edited, and that hurt its overall enjoyment of it. Peacemaker season 2, great performances, but they're so slowly moving with regards to plot and payoff and setup that it just kind of felt a little empty versus season 1, which I thought was a lot of fun because season 1 is deliberately making fun of Zack Snyder's interpretation of it, and also is the Suicide Squad, doing everything that you want, doing everything that the Snyder Bros or people like them that don't maybe identify as a Snyder Bro thinks DC should be, and then making fun of it relentlessly all the time. I appreciated that, and even when I was talking to a couple of the editors from season 1 of Peacemaker, they're like, yeah, that was kind of like the inference we were getting here is like we're making fun of like people that take steroids and think that makes real muscles and real strength when it doesn't.
I'll never forgive James Gunn for taking away the only role that I've ever liked Jai Courtney in. By killing off Captain Boomerang in the first 5 minutes.
Dude, I agree with you 100%, but he wasn't the worst part of his Terminator movie. The other guy from
no. I will say this:
Jesus,
there's already rumors that Captain Boomerang will be in the DCU and not be played by Jai Courtney.
All right,
Darn
so it'll be
it.
like what his son that has the super speed.
No, it's not going to have anything like that. Because again, even the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker season 1, parts of it would be canonical with the DCU, and parts of it are not. So
That's not confusing at all.
well, it's just like the normal comic books we have there. Like, and that's done
true.
deliberately by Gunn. He's like, I want to make the DCU a lot more like comic books than it is like a movie franchise. And I don't know if that's going to work, but I'm curious to see how he executes it.
I will say this, Andrew. Go look up the scene that John Cena ad-libs, where basically he has to. He was given like 2 or 3 names to say
To
like,
use as
these are-
alternatives for the framing. Yeah.
for the framing of his father. He's like, here's something. He's like, well, we didn't have anybody else. And he's like, you could have done blah 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 blah. And he had like 1 or 2, but then he kept going, and it just got funnier and funnier because he starts going. He ends up going like Shipwreck, Cobra Commander. It's from Riverdale. Like he's just getting it. Like John Cena's just thinking of he says Joe Montana, and then Joe Montana, and then he says Joe Montana, which is obviously a Waterboy reference. He says Amy Winehouse. He says Amy Winehouse. The other actor goes, Amy Winehouse is effing dead. There's just like that scene is great. It's a great ad lib, and they play off each other really well.
Yeah.
But like anytime you bring up Shipwreck and Cobra Commander, and I'm like, good on you, John Cena.
I'll take your word for it.
Mm-hmm.
He follows me on Twitter. John Cena seems kind of nice.
Yeah, he follows me on Twitter too.
It was
Does not
weird. I was
follow me.
like, well, maybe you should follow him, and he'll follow you back.
Clone Geek has the
know if
best
I
comment. Clone Geek says Captain Boomerang would be the easiest character to bring back or to resurrect. All you have to say is Boomerangs always come back.
There you go.
You do get Mel Gibson's brother to be the new Captain Boomerang because he voiced him on Justice League Unlimited.
Mm-mm.
How about we just have a twist and have Mel Gibson play Captain Boomerang? That might.
Did you
be-
guys?
Oh,
Did
I
you guys
take
ever
it
see
back.
the?
Apparently, John Cena does follow me. I don't follow him.
Did you guys ever see the 5-page?
I don't want to
Justice
leave
League?
it that way. Is that weird?
Yeah, do that. I mean, he doesn't do anything but shill anyway. You guys ever see speaking of Captain Boomerang and Justice League Unlimited, did you ever see the 5-page spec script, the spec pages that Lionel Castellani and I did for our Justice League Unlimited pitch that got some attention and then we got ghosted on it?
I don't know.
Ooh,
I bring it up because we used the Suicide Squad. It's actually from what would have been the second issue. Like I wrote the whole second issue out because the first one I was like, okay, that's got to be the setup issue and reestablish everything. But I didn't want to use that for the pitch. I wanted to show that we could get into some character stuff and give an indication of like what the actual like season would be about. So we used the Suicide Squad at the beginning. So I actually wrote Captain Boomerang with that voice actor's voice in my head.
Yeah.
He's got to do the most stereotypical Australian, say things like "struth" and mention dingoes.
Why don't we just have Robert Downey Jr. do the voice? Or Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber. Well, good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. I'd watch that. But let's check in with everybody, because we don't want to have everybody wait too long. Our friend Layden Swallow, who's been a member for 6 months, says, tangentially related to Disney cartoons, ever seen the Back to the Future cartoon? Of course. That's how I got introduced to Back to the Future. End of every episode has Christopher Lloyd and Bill Nye doing kid-friendly science experiments. Yep. I watched that as a kid. I had the toys from McDonald's, and even though my camera's off, so I'm not going to turn it on the Back to the Future shelf, I have the Back to the Future animated series action figures. I enjoy that show quite a bit. Even got it on DVD.
I think I only saw a handful of episodes when I was a kid.
That show was on around the same time as the Bill and Ted Excellent Adventures cartoon show, if I remember.
Yeah, it was a weird era for cartoons, man. If it was a movie, they turned you into a cartoon.
Yeah. What about the 80s when if you were an R-rated movie, they turned you into a kid's cartoon?
Oh, like
Rambo,
yeah.
RoboCop, Aliens and Predator both had toy lines.
Yeah.
But in their defense, those actually make more sense to be a cartoon. Like Bill and Ted are just two high school kids. Like how many? They're going to keep traveling through time every week. They ran that concept into the ground very quickly.
Jeff, this is an era when they gave the Rubik's Cube a cartoon.
What?
Okay. I am not kidding you. They made a cartoon based off of the Rubik's Cube, and they made him Rubik, and he was like an alien from space, but he was also a cube, but he would like grow this little weird alien baby face on the front of him and talk in a baby voice. This is a thing that happened.
I don't miss the 80s anymore.
Hubert had a cartoon. Remember the game Hubert?
I do.
And they hung out in a soda shop like it was an Archie comic.
Nintendo, the entertainment system, had a cartoon.
That's
Captain
right.
and the Game Master was awesome. I watched that show religiously.
Yeah, you had some other Nintendo characters show up with weird voice acting.
Yeah, you had Mega Man, who sounded like he had throat cancer. You had Simon Belmont.
Yeah.
In What's Her Face, Mother Brain looked like Tim Curry, but sounded like Audrey too. Feed me, Seymour. Like it was.
That's a hell of a combination.
Have you never seen it?
No, I don't think
it
I
was
saw
on
that.
when we were kids. Like it wasn't like before our time.
I don't think I watched that one.
Man, I would almost say you got to go back, but you really don't.
I was gonna say it doesn't sound like I really have to.
But you know, why
I
not?
was busy watching all of the DC animated series and
you weren't. They
X-Men
didn't
and
exist yet.
Spider-Man
Those didn't
and
exist yet.
TMNT
That existed.
and the original Sonic the Hedgehog animated
exist
series. Okay, well that's when I started watching cartoons, Jeff.
You're older than me by a couple of months. You definitely were cognizant. Put it like this: you were old enough to know what you were watching when the Nintendo cartoons were on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I did not see those. I mean, I
Go
saw
back and watch them.
the only Nintendo cartoons I remember watching were
There's like
I
four
saw the Super Mario Brothers
Yeah.
cartoon, but that that came on after the Sonic the Hedgehog, at least the first one, if I remember
No,
correctly.
it was just syndicated reruns because the first Mario stuff is from like I think it's '89.
The first Mario stuff,
Really?
it has a live action section in the middle, and then they would show a cartoon from Mario or a cartoon from The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, Lou Albano, the wrestler, was Super Mario.
Which is great.
Then I guess I just didn't start watching cartoons early enough.
See, you know how every generation's like,
Outside
oh,
of
you know,
TMNT.
that was a good show, man.
It was
Yeah.
a great show. I always say Transformers and G.I. Joe like passed me by. That was like before my time, but
Same here.
I caught all of the reruns of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show. Like, and I was obsessed with that show.
Well, we weren't watching reruns when we were a kid. It was on until '96, I think.
Was it really?
Yeah, the latter
I was
years-
still living in upstate New York then at the time while I was watching that. And that makes sense because my neighbors across the way had so I had the Turtles and I had Splinter. my buddies across the way had more money, and so they had the van, and they had all the shit, right? Like they had all the cool stuff. Like they had all the bigger setups. They also had like all the bigger like
They had the turtle blimp. Yeah.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers figures as well, and which was
Oh, I had all
cool
those.
as heck. Like I had the flip morphing figures
Yeah,
for some
we
of
called
them.
flip heads as kids. Come on now.
Yeah,
You
they
can use
had
the-
all of those, and they had like the bigger Zords. I had like the small. So my Megazord was like just slightly larger than one of the regular Rangers that I owned.
Oh, I know which one you had. I had that too.
Yeah, you probably know. Yeah, but they had that one, and they had like the actual bigger one, and they had
That was a good toy.
Titano.
Titanus. It's spelled
Titanus.
tit anus. You'll never forget it now. Seriously,
Nope.
look at the box. It just
No, I will not.
is.
It's Kid
It
Anus.
No,
is.
I will not.
That's the way that Tobias Funke would say it.
tit anus.
They had all of that stuff. Yeah.
It's a new start. Not
That's right.
Yeah. Anus tart.
I'm an analysis therapist, the world's first analrapist.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's one of my always favorite jokes from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is when Charlie can't say philanthropist, so he just says I'm a full-on rapist.
Yeah.
I mean, with Always Sunny, it's kind of hard to tell. For all awful people.
That show has so fallen off, but I still watch it. Just not great anymore.
I mean, I think the last one that I really enjoyed was where Dennis had to keep his blood pressure under control.
Oh, that was a good
he's,
one.
And he's like going into he goes into the place to get the tea, but he doesn't want the boba. And they're trying to make him use the app. And it's like you just hear his watch start to go beep, 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 beep. Because I have been in that situation where it's like, I just want to hand you money and I want you to hand me the thing.
It's such an easy process, but everything's with a QR code, and then you have to sign up. And before the QR code, it was like, do you have our card? Do you want to buy our card? And then it comes with like a little coupon booklet or some crap like that.
Where you
Now
punch
it's
your
all
card.
QR codes. We want
Yeah,
your
and it's
data.
like, I think Dennis even says it in the episode. I think he says, how about we just streamline this process? I have money and you have tea, and we'll just exchange.
The one that I hated, though, was the one with the smart car, and he got locked out of it. That one was just so dumb. It's when they try to get self-aware is when I lose interest in that show. Now, our friend Xavier to God has... let's see, did I make sure I had all the buttons right? I got all... Oh, wait, I jumped ahead. Sorry. By mistake. Xavier to God says, Jeff and Andrew should co-op Resident Evil 5. I have it on Xbox, so...
I have it on Steam. I think I might also have it on my Xbox One. I don't remember. I know I have it on Steam, though, because I got it for like $4 on a sale. Because they do one every Halloween.
I
And
got it
honestly,
real cheap
at
because I wasn't going to pay
Capcom-
full price for it.
Yeah, Capcom does sales on all the Resident Evil titles, and honestly, most of their titles in general, like quarterly on Steam. So they end up selling like the gold edition of Resident Evil 5 and like the complete edition of Resident Evil 6 and Resident Evil 4 HD, so not the remake. Like for $4.99.
We might
each.
have bought the same sale because I have all those games on my Xbox. But Resident Evil 4 is just one of my favorite video games, period.
Oh, it's incredible. I've beaten it on every platform they've released it on except for PlayStation 2 because it's the only console I never owned it on.
It turned 25 the other day. I feel old.
Fuck,
remember
I
the hype
feel
for
old.
Dude, the hype for the PS2 was ridiculous. Most of our audience is actually older than us, Andrew, because I look at my demographics tab.
Are they really?
Yeah. WCBS
We're in our late
audience
30s and they're older than us?
The audience is mostly, like, let's say 30.
They're wise men and women.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
God bless
98%
y'all.
men. Yeah. Well, they're a very loyal audience. I appreciate them. I don't care how old anybody is. If you found our show and you're sticking around, well, you're world class, my friend. So that's all that matters.
Amen. to
Xavier
that.
God also says, I hate that the knife breaks in Resident Evil remakes. I hate that the weapons break in Zelda. That pisses me off, too.
Oh, and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the breakable weapon system. That wasn't my favorite thing, for sure.
And I really like those games. Well, I loved Breath of the Wild when I first played it. Tears of the Kingdom was fun, but it's one of the Zelda games that I just ran through the story and stopped playing it because it was just the same game with it was the same map with a different story, and I thought that was Nintendo's biggest cop-out in history. I know it's a hot take for some, but I was so disappointed.
No, not for me. I agree entirely. I'll do you one better. Though I liked the lore and a lot of the gameplay in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom overall, I'm not a gigantic fan of massive open world Zelda, because all it is massive empty open world with nothing but like, hey, you could go explore all of this. Yeah, I could go explore all of that, but there's nothing over there.
Because
I don't care.
Things. They have underpowered hardware, and they like to sell you this bullshit narrative of, oh, Miyamoto wanted to climb a tree for hours in the game. That's nice for Miyamoto. I want to fight monsters.
Good for him. Yeah, I don't care. I want to go stick a freaking arrow and my sword in the back of a freaking Bokoblin and whatever else. Like, I want to kill stuff, and I want to solve puzzles. I don't care about like wandering in an empty space for hours on end. That's not entertainment to me.
Or fighting those stupid choo-choo jelly things.
Oh yeah,
I don't know, man. When Jeff, when you said Miyamoto wants to climb a tree for hours, in my head I heard Nick Cage going, "I could eat a peach for hours."
I love Face Off. That is one of my favorite movies, just period. He is so ridiculous in that.
That movie is so over the top ridiculous. It's like you can't help but like watch it with a big dumb smile.
Did I ever tell you about the T-shirt I bought just because it referenced Face Off?
No, what did it say?
It's a shirt called Cage Fighter, and it looks like the Street Fighter shirt or the Street Fighter Select screen, and it's got all these different pictures of Nicolas Cage's face from different movies, and then in the middle there's just a picture of John Travolta, and I went, I'm buying that.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a lady who took a picture with John Travolta in the grocery store, and she was like, "I can't believe I finally met Nick Cage."
Did he laugh at least? Did he look?
He looks like he's being totally cool. But then you have the people online that's like, that's John Travolta, and then the other people below it posting the joke going over the head.
Yeah, comedy is lost on the silly. No, it's a hard decision though. If you're like Jeff, what do you want to watch right now? Face Off or Con Air? I really don't know, because I really do like both of those movies a lot.
I don't know. I just want to watch Spy with Jason Statham talking about, I know you have a face-off machine.
Oh yeah, that's actually one of the best performances Jason Statham has ever given in a movie is in Spy.
It's so good. Like I love it even at the end where it's like they're walking and Melissa McCarthy tells him, "That's a nice suit," and he grabs his lapel and he goes, "Made it, didn't I?" Because it's just everything he says is like, I did this, I ripped my arm off and I reattached it with this arm. And she's like, I don't think that's medically possible. I watched the woman I love parachute out of a plane and be hit by another plane. She's like, oh my God, you're intense.
That's a rough day, man.
Yep.
Oh, he just goes through that. He's like,
watch it.
I've eaten. It's actually a funny Melissa McCarthy film. She's funny in it. Rose Byrne is actually really funny in it. And Jason Statham is gold.
You get to see what Jason Statham looks like with hair in that movie because he wears a wig in one scene and he actually like pulls it off.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It says, I'll watch it.
I've ingested enough microchips and shit them back out again to build a computer.
That had to be fun to write that dialogue and hard to not laugh when saying it.
There's a couple of great outtakes where he's starting to say something and he just loses it. And he's like, this is so ridiculous.
All right, you officially sold me. I'm gonna watch Spy. Hell, maybe tonight when I go off the air. Who knows?
It's the only thing of value that Paul Feig has ever contributed to film.
Actually, yes, that would be 100% correct.
I mean, he is an actor in Heavyweights. That's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, he directed a couple episodes of The Office, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I never got into that show.
Spy has plenty of like ad-libbing, but it's like it doesn't get out of control.
No, it works for the scenes that they're doing it. It's like there's discipline there. Unlike with Ghostbusters, there's no discipline at all.
Yeah, none.
Let's see. Xavier got asked, do you guys hate Resident Evil 6? Do you like 7? I own them both, and I've never played them. So that should tell you how much I like them.
5 was the last one I played.
Yeah, I don't really play the Resident Evil games. I'm not much of a a video game person. I have a couple here and there. I mean, I still every once in a while play my old Nintendo Entertainment System because I've got like a ton of games on that. But no,
It's a good system though, man. I'm surprised the batteries and the pins still work.
I have beaten the Batman game, the very first Nintendo Batman game on that, which is a really hard game to beat. And yeah,
I like that game quite a bit.
The soundtrack for it is also pretty cool.
Have you ever seen the action figure they made for it?
No.
Yeah, it's a couple years old at this point, but NECA made it. Comes in a NES looking box, and the figure's purple, just like the video game.
Yeah.
It's cool looking. I didn't buy it because I was holding out for the original suit, and I bought that. But now I kind of regret not getting that one because it's just really cool. They don't do enough shit like that anymore. Xavier to God, thank you. He also says Batgirl is Batman's worst relationship.
Oh, don't get me started on that. Don't.
It only works in these Adam West series because it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work any. Oh yeah.
It especially doesn't work in the animated universe.
Well, that's Bruce Timm, decent, model artist, okay producer, has a little bit too much of his own fantasies incorporated into that, and he was lucky that it was Paul Dini for one, Boyd Kirkland, and who's the other one that helped rein him in?
Burchett? Was it Burchett or was it?
Dwayne McDuffie was the other one that.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also, I mean, there's also a handful more writers because that was an amazing.
It drives me insane though when people say like, "Oh, the Bruce Timm animated series, Bruce Timm is so great," and I'm like, Paul Dini carried that show on his back. Alan Burchett. You had like a lot of guys that were there that basically like
did all the lifting. Yeah,
basically they like Bruce. You got to think of Bruce Timm as the Vince Russo of the DC universe, and he had other people around him who channeled his good ideas and like cut away all the crap.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I would say is I think people just look at the art style because it's that recognizable. I mean, how many Batman or how many artists have a style that's that recognizable? I think that's why. But I agree with you on all your entire statement that it is Paul Dini because look at the video games. Mm-hmm. He wrote the at least Arkham Asylum. Like he was
Arkham City as well.
Okay.
Yeah, the first two.
He wrote the good ones because Arkham Knight is an overindulgent disappointment at the end of the day. Imagine putting that on a DVD box, an overindulgent disappointment.
No, you just have the Peter Griffin going, it insists upon itself.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? I love doing that because I've never seen the Godfather films. and everybody has that reaction. And it drives Silvani nuts. And I just love the like. There's a Family Guy bit where they're all gonna drown, and they're all confessing things, and he's like, "Yeah, the Godfather films, never finished them, don't care for them," And he's like, they're like, "What?" They're going on, "It's a classic," and blah blah blah, and giving all the arguments, and he's like, "No, I just get to that part where they're all talking in the room, and I lose interest," and they're like, "That is the best scene in the movie, Duvall," and blah blah blah, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on," and and Lois is like, "That's because that scene is about subtlety, and subtlety is something you don't understand," and Peter just goes, "I love the money pit. That is my answer to your statement."
Money pit.
Which is not subtle.
No, it's that movie was like re-edited and reshot while they're making it. It was but it does have some good jokes in the money pit, actually.
I've often used the line, "Oh, thank God, a half hour ago I thought the Care Bears were here." I've used that a lot.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yep.
Speaking of 2 weeks, just going back to the beginning of the conversation, we talked about "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" One of Clooney's great lines is, when he is asking like, "Hey, how long till we can get this?" And the guy's like, 2 weeks. And then he's like, "How long till he can get his hair pomade?" It's like, "It'll take about 2 weeks." And he's like, "Look at this place, a geographical oddity. 2 weeks from everywhere."
Do you think the Coen brothers still make movies? So never mind. I was like, what do you think they're gonna make next? I'm pretty good though on what they've made. I don't need to see. I think I'm just okay on comedies. Like I just watch the classic ones over and over. Like if I'm feeling Coen brothers, I'm gonna go watch The Big Lebowski or Burn After Reading. not Fargo. Sorry, folks. I don't dislike Fargo, but it's like a once every decade watch. I like the TV show a lot.
Jeff, do we want to pay any lip service to Ben Solo? Because I'm going to have to go pretty soon because
it's late as shit. We're gonna go too. Let's address this, then I'll read the super chats and we'll close out the show. I didn't want to make the audience wait, but so folks, what happened? And you can watch the video to reference this. Is it turns out that Steven Soderbergh, director of such classics as Traffic and what was the other one I talked about in the video today? Shit.
Collateral, is that him?
Collateral, all these other movies he's done.
That's
he's like
a good movie.
Yeah. He is a legit filmmaker. He is respected, and he and Adam Driver wanted to make a Kylo Ren film about the redemption of Ben Solo, where it would pick up after the movies and it would show him redeem himself. And Disney said no. And Aaron, I saw your comments on social media, and I was so excited to talk about this on the show. What was your initial
And then we didn't talk about it on the show.
The show's still live, Andrew, and we have more people watching now than we did at the beginning, so that's why it's just been going on. People are like, I'm going to hold out until they get to the topic, then I'm going to go.
I love the idea that we're like, no, until there's 50 people in here, we can't start the...
Yeah.
I don't know, what did I say? Because I'm a fire and forget Twitter user. Like every now and then I notice that like I'll say if I say something political, and then I'll notice that there's like 40 people that responded to it, and I'm like, I don't care. It's like 40 people like telling me that I'm a douche and they hope I die. What did I say?
I'm trying to pull it up real quick, but I don't.
I know that I said that because they said like Kathleen Kennedy loved the script, and I was like, here's a list of other things Kathleen Kennedy has loved. The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
The Willow Season 2.
All of these things that lost money tremendously. And that nobody actually, if they're honest with themselves, liked.
I'd like to think that Star Wars will be better off when Kathleen Kennedy is dead, but let's be honest, she's going to hand it to Dave Filoni and his witchy poo wife. I'm sorry, I keep going back to the pipe bomb promo.
Maybe
I was going to say, like, I'm reliving that moment on Raw now.
Maybe a meteor will like hit Lucasfilm when they're all there, and they're like, "Well, what do we do?" It's not like how it's like president, vice president. Is it like Speaker of the House or President pro tempore? I don't know how it goes down.
Yes, Speaker of the House. Yep.
Yeah.
So we have a system for when the president passes away, who it goes down to. Like, what do you do at Lucasfilm? It's like, well, everybody died. I guess Bob Iger will just appoint a new person, but I think that's the only way we'll get some freshness and some we'll get away from creative stagnation, because it's not going to be
well, I think it's written in the Book of Revelation that, behold, he opened the seventh seal, and I saw Rian Johnson's trilogy.
Oh, no! It's never happening. Vaporware. File it next to Half-Life 3. And
everything that Kathleen Kennedy announces is
and
vaporware.
StarCraft Ghost. Put it right next to those. It's not happening.
But guys, I was so surprised that Disney said no to this. And it was supposed to tie in. Well, it wasn't, but
because they wanted to do something with Rey instead.
There's that. I mean, Steven Soderbergh. I mean, you have to say no to a guy who has such a track record, and also, I heard that he actually had like pretty much a solid script complete, like front to end, like 120 pages done.
Well, I heard he wanted Final Cut.
Good luck. Disney doesn't give Final Cut to anybody ever.
No,
never has.
No, and maybe they should, because it's
they don't give first cut to anybody. I bet
Steven Soderbergh is an accomplished filmmaker, and you have not had one of those work on any of your Star Wars projects thus far. So maybe try that.
Yeah. It's like,
what do you mean Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams aren't accomplished filmmakers? Are you out of your mind?
Well, first of all, J.J. Abrams is technically an accomplished producer. He dabbled in directing. Rian Johnson came from indie as basically a contrarian. But yeah, Disney's experimenting with hiring a director that knows how to do their job. It hasn't occurred ever since the creation of the company. Like, even with Walt, when he was there, whoever was directing those cartoons, they had to get an okay from Walt himself. Like, there was no agency when you work for Disney. That's why I don't consider them a legitimate studio. They are a theme park company that happens to make film and television to advertise going to their theme parks.
No, absolutely right.
Look at James Mangold. He was a solid filmmaker. He made Ford versus Ferrari, Logan, a couple other films, and then
He did
Dial
F1.
of Destiny. Yeah,
Yeah.
He made F1 after Dial of Destiny. Be like, yeah, he's not the problem.
yeah.
And then, I feel so bad because then he had to come out and he had to lie. It's like, no, we didn't do any reshoots. We weren't going to replace Indy with Helena Shaw and have her pick up the hat and replace him in the timeline. No, none of that. None of that's true. And then it's like, oh yeah, no, it's true. It's all true.
I wish it would have actually happened in the film because, like, it was good for the channel, but it would have been legendary. It's like, yep, Indiana Jones got replaced by a useless chick.
Oh, I would have gone back and I would have relaunched my channel if that happened. I would have been like, okay, now is the time to get in.
I would have. I think there's a part of me that likes Indiana Jones more than Star Wars because before the fourth one, it was just 3 great films, but I never really liked the Star Wars prequels, so I was always like, well, I like the old ones, but not the new ones. And then Indiana Jones was just like, I like it all. But then they came out and changed and this and that, but if they would have done that, that's what would have sent me over the edge. I would have had Force Awakens. I would have probably come up with another parody comic somehow, but oh well, that's not happening. But guys, I think it's good that we dodged this bullet because nobody gives a shit about these characters. Nobody gives a shit
nobody
about any of this.
Nobody liked Ben Solo. Like nobody liked Kylo Ren. Like who cares? Like there were 5 people who had never watched Star Wars in their life, and because Star Wars was now owned by Disney, they saw Kylo Ren's design and they were like, "Oh, cool! Look at that helmet and mask." And the rest of us were like, "Yeah, go watch the original trilogy. Darth Vader's cooler."
Yeah,
and me over here, me being the Old Republic guy, I'm like, and Revan's even cooler than that. So like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Like this, I don't care. I really don't care. This was never going to happen because Disney was so on the train of like wanting to push Rey. They weren't going to push Kylo.
Well, they're not going
afterwards.
to push
Like,
Adam Driver because when you realize that Disney thinks he would look like the child between Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, like it changed a lot of people's minds about late-term abortions. I'm just saying.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's the line of the night.
Oh my god!
We got to wrap up. That's going out on a high note.
Yeah, just
Let me read the messages from the chat. I guess
that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
We're done.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, read the super chats. Let's
My
call
whole
it a wrap.
theater burst out laughing when he took his helmet off, and I was like, "Oh, it's probably not the reaction that they wanted."
People around me were clapping like circus seals, and I was just read the book. You can see my reaction. I fucking hate that movie. Goddamn script. That was savage as hell.
It was brutal.
Remember, this is
God.
the guy that Lena Dunham thought was cute enough to put in her show. So-
Ew, I've seen those. I've seen that show before, sadly.
I feel bad because like, what if Adam Driver is like watching? I mean, he's not, but like, what if he's like, he's a huge world class bullshitters fan. He's just sitting there now. He's like, what did I do?
You know, I tell him this to his face. You did nothing wrong, Adam. I'm gonna send you a care package as a thank you and an I'm sorry from.
That's
Alan.
right,
Man.
You did your best. You carried that sequel trilogy on your back. It was just
You know what I'm gonna
yeah,
do?
like,
I'm
I'm
gonna
just
send him
making
some
fun of his
rose tea
appearance, not who he is as a person or not.
right.
He's good. It's just he does not look like.
No, you take away his facial hair, and it's like, yeah, no, keep the facial hair.
It's a lot of nose.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of weird jowl for a man his age. He's like,
and a lot of weird bumpy skin. Like just there's just a lot going on there that.
It's weird for Star Wars. Like you should have had like Chris Pratt could have played Han Solo's kid. Why not make Han Solo's kid cool? Why make him a lame ass loser?
well, I mean, was an allegory that Disney thought of their male audience because they're like, boys never watched our Disney stuff. Yeah, you never made anything for boys before. Like you made Tron, and we watched that.
Yeah, and Toy Story was kind of unisex, so
Yeah.
It's a good movie. No, it's not Disney though. But Xavier God says, what do you guys think of all the newer hate criticism that Mary Jane Watson character gets, rather than the Raimi version, cartoons, or the comics?
It's because of Paul. It's purely because of Paul.
I was gonna say
is
in
that
the comics, the whole Paul thing is, I mean that's a rabbit trail that we don't have the time for. Long story short, if you read All New Venom, Al Ewing constantly actually goes out of his way to make you hate Paul more and make you want to laugh at Paul more. Mary Jane in the Raimi films is insufferable. I don't like her at all. Actually,
No.
Yeah.
That is not hashtag not my MJ. Sorry.
Better
She
than
sucks.
Shailene Woodley.
Oh gosh, that would have been an awful casting.
I
Like
know.
Emma Stone as Gwen was more of an MJ than MJ in the Raimi films ever was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Isn't it weird that, like, okay, so they got Bryce Dallas Howard to be Gwen Stacy, so she had to bleach her hair blonde, and they got a
Bryce
blonde
Dallas
Kirsten
Howard
Dunst.
could have been a wonderful MJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, internet people, Bryce Dallas Howard of today, the one that we all like, she didn't look like that in 2002. So that Mary Jane would have been Lady in the Water Mary Jane, like an awkward ginger lady. I don't think that would have worked.
No, you make her hair like you put some color in her hair, so it's not ginger, it's like brilliant red, and you get some makeup on her, like
Yeah,
she's
proper
still a great actress. Like that give her the right script, give her the right lines. Like she could have played that. Like Kirsten Dunst. Look, nothing against her personally. I loved her in Elizabethtown.
That movie's funny. I thought you were gonna say something like "Bring It On," and I was gonna make a joke, but I'm like,
no, she's
actually
great in
funny.
Elizabethtown. That movie's fun. My family loves it. But like what was written for her, I'm not saying she's incapable of playing MJ. It would be a hard sell in terms of looks, but what was written for her wasn't MJ. She was just insufferable, whiny, useless.
a lot of that though, and I'm not going to make an excuse for her performance, but a lot of the MJ that we wanted to see in the film is in the novelization. They cut it out of the movie because the shit with her and her dad is a much bigger part in the novelization of that movie. And even at the end when she's on the bridge with the Green Goblin, like, I know you can't listen to the character's inner thoughts, but like she's even thinking about wanting to tell off her dad. Like there are more lines of dialogue about how much she hates her dad, but they just cut them all out. They just kept the one line, when he yells or whatever at her. But yeah, I don't really. I love Spider-Man, but Mary Jane, while she's important to me, it's like I want her to be there and be with Spider-Man. But it's like if they're just together and she doesn't show up for like issues at a time, I don't care. I'm not like, oh man, I didn't get to read what MJ's up to. Like, what are her go-go boots looking like? It's like I'm reading Spider-Man. I want him to like almost die and spin around and fly and spring on webs and do cool shit. If MJ's there, I'm more interested in what Aunt May's up to than I am Mary Jane. Because
David Michelini did some good stuff with her though in the like the 300s.
That is the best run. That is one of the best runs of Spider-Man. Period, dude.
Yeah,
like, that is just some good writing.
When they did the kidnapping storyline, and it's like Peter thinks that Mary Jane's been kidnapped because of me, because I'm Spider-Man, and he's going through all that, but it turns out like no, she just got kidnapped because this guy saw her on the soap opera and is obsessed with her. The guy in the building. Like that was a great story. And then you got to see Spider-Man fight Taskmaster. I remember he tears through all the Taskmaster's goons, then grabs a hold of him and is beating on Taskmaster. And I just remember the line Taskmaster's like, "You're out of your mind. I never heard of no Mary Lou Wilson Pickett."
Thank you though, Xavier to God. He says, "Do you guys like Liam Neeson better as Qui-Gon Jinn or Ra's al Ghul?" That's a good question.
Ra's al Ghul, because he has he's more compelling. I love him as Qui-Gon Jinn, but he didn't have a lot to do.
He's a more fleshed out character as Ra's al Ghul. But I don't know. I do definitely love him as Qui-Gon. That's actually a really hard thing to give a definitive answer for me. I love both of those roles for him.
Well, they both died in the films.
They did. That did.
I'm gonna go Ra's al Ghul because Episode 1's just not that great of a film. Like I have nice memories sometimes, and the lightsaber duel's cool.
I got to meet Nick Gillard this weekend.
Oh,
who is that?
You mean Sim Trallick?
He choreographed all of the lightsaber battles in the prequels.
All right, he did a good job, but
and you could play as him in the Revenge of the Sith fighting game that was on the Episode 3 video game.
Oh,
I got to chat with him for a little bit, and I thanked him for having such a huge impact on my love of the franchise and on my childhood. So that was,
Yeah.
that
So
was-
Jeff, when Obi-Wan is watching the footage of Anakin cutting his way through the Jedi Temple, one of the Jedi that he kills is actually Nick Gillard in his Sindralic Jedi identity in the movie. And then you could actually play as him in the game. You know that they. Yeah, it was funny because it's like the Episode 3 game was a very straightforward like action adventure game, but it had a whole like Street Fighter style fighting game within it as well that you could play.
I need to play it. I'm pretty sure I bought that on Xbox. There was a sale where every Star Wars game was like $1.99, and
that sounds right.
I bought Star Wars, Starfighter, everything you can imagine. So
Republic Commando, baby.
I played it. That's a good game. I'm still waiting on a Rogue Squadron 2 remake. That's the one I want, just in full HD. It could be the exact same game, just upscale the graphics a bit, and I'm good to go.
There's a guy that's actually upscaling the original Rebel Assault games to like with brand new like 3D modeling, and the gameplay's still the same, but like just better graphics, all used with Unreal Engine. I've seen him on YouTube doing his tests. It's looks amazing.
I love that technology is where it is because we can do so much cool shit with it. Shribbles08 says, I'll take a John Cena sucks. Sure thing. You know what we're going to do? We're going to use that.
Sucks.
We'll use that as our closeout tonight because we have one more message
Let's
from
do it.
Savior to God that says, Bryce Dallas Howard had a photo shoot in Spider-Man 3. She does.
Yes, she
and
did.
She looks good. I
She
got
looks incredible in
It's my copier. Like, I've watched Spider-Man 3 more than I'm willing to admit ever on air. I've seen that movie like too much.
Oh, you said that too well.
You know what the sad part is? Every time I watch Spider-Man 3, in the back of my mind, I'm going, is it going to be good this time?
No,
The answer
no,
is
it's
always
not.
no.
I promise you.
That's like me having a
it
piece
doesn't
of
change.
it's like me having a piece of candy corn at Halloween. It's just have I not given it a
nope.
have I not given it a proper shake, and
Look,
then I taste it and I go, oh nope.
Aaron, in your era, did your mothers not like tell y'all to not eat candle wax? Is that
That's exactly what it is. It's just like weirdly
it's
over sugared
flavored-
candle wax.
Yeah, it's over sugared, slightly flavored candle wax. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Don't
but
do
I
that.
You
can't
think that
wait
comes
because
from the
next
candle.
week they'll be 90% off.
We need you to stick around longer. Aaron.
I love
Don't
the
eat
idea-
Candle wax.
I love the idea of Jeff this idea that I have in my head of Jeff hating candy corn, but he's like, but it's 90% off, and then he's just there and he's just eating handfuls of it, going, oh god, this sucks. Oh, why did I do this?
Well, I don't dislike candy corn, but I also don't love it. It's like, if you're going to say this, I'll eat a piece of candy corn before I'd pick the candy corn over a Hershey's Kiss. Not that I think it's a better thing, but it's like, I don't eat a lot of candy. I don't like Hershey's chocolate. If I'm going to eat chocolate, why not eat a good chocolate? So,
I took a candy corn before a circus peanut.
yep, I've never eaten one of those completely. I took a bite and would spit it out. I'm like, ugh, this is shit. So, guys, this show has not been shit. We covered a lot of stuff. We have even more people
been
watching now than
fantastic.
the last time we addressed stuff. So, it looks like, well, I looked at this stuff. Everything's going in the right direction. I'm very excited, folks. I'm happy to be back doing the YouTube game. It was a nice week off, and I'm happy to be back with Script, with Aaron, and with Andrew, of course. And, folks, we'll be back next time with more. If you need me, we're always here. You can find me over on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Rumble. And you can find us over on Instagram at DJeffHicks. I just dropped a new image from Stealing Solo 2, so you guys can check that out.
Oh,
And I will be launching that
I'm
in
gonna
about a
check
week.
that out.
Yeah. I'll show you the page from it later. I like to share it when it's got either blanked word balloons out or something, because I may measure panels out for the right space where to put the word balloons, and once it's all there, it's
Yeah,
balanced,
yeah.
but until then it's not. So I don't know. I don't think the audience gives a shit. They're like, oh, I just want to see it. It looks cool. But I'm like, it's not ready to be seen. But it's done. So it'll be ready for you to see it next week. But anyway,
Excellent.
anything you guys want to say before we go?
Yeah, Aaron, I want that Darkwing Duck run of yours. So I put my
Yes.
email in the private chat. I want to read that because I only have a few scattered issues of all sorts of weird Darkwing comics and stuff. So
Okay, yeah, no, I think I've got the files for everything. For not only the Definitively Dangerous edition, but I should have the production files for issues 1 through 8 of the Joe Books continuation.
nice.
So I will. Anybody who wants to message me and give me their email address, I will send that
I
out
would
to
love
you.
to check that out.
Just don't wait to download it because it's like eventually I have to take it off of my Google Drive so that I don't
Mhm.
I don't exceed the amount of. I got a lot of stuff on there,
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
comic pages.
Same. I got a lot of shit from my
I feel
first
you. I got a
time.
Google Drive that I'm like, do I want to pay the extra $1 to get more space, or do I want just to set up another Gmail account?
Might be
Oh,
easier
that's
that way.
true. You know what? I could
Easier.
send it. I could send it all from my Doomface account. Okay, so yeah, just email me at neilbeforedoomface@gmail.com, and it'll be one of the only times that you get a response from me from that email address, as opposed to Doomface himself.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, folks. Anything else you guys want to say? I think we're good, right?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with
Yeah.
us, chat. You guys are the best. Thanks for being so interactive and engaged. It's been a great show, gents. I missed y'all.
I missed you guys too, and I want to give a quick thank you to I don't say real names on the air, but thank you to the gentleman listening who just picked up Stealing Solo and Wokebusters. Folks, you can go to stealingsolo.com or wokebusterscomic.com and get yourself a copy of those books. But you don't want to miss out on reading the first Stealing Solo, so you have, you know, a little more. You can read the second one and not know what went on in the first one, because we lay it out with some exposition, but it's not clunky, it's funny, and it's world class. But until then, folks, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
Who's that Pokemon?
John Cena!